Oh, sure. Listen, some things I don't want to remember. You know?
Hello? Is this Dr. Harrison of the Paleontology Department? This is Mr. Jenkins at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We have some movie film we'd like you to look over. Huh? Oh, we acquired it. Big shaggy elephants and tigers with teeth down to their neck. No, it's not fakes. Our labs are sure of that. Whatever is on those films is real. No, we don't know. That's why we called you. We haven't the slightest idea where those pictures were shot. We can't even guess.
Ow!
What's the matter, Coop?
One of those flying hypodermics. This is a fine, healthy spot. Mosquitoes as big as hummingbirds.
Oh, careful, son. You're knocking the climate of the capital city of Macedonia.
Yeah, some capital city. One palm tree and a Boy Scout pup tent. Wes, this is the wildest thing we ever did. What if Chuck can't get back?
Chuck Hudson is a man of many parts. Have faith.
Supposing they're putting him in jail, or something might happen to the time unit or the helicopter. We should have gone along.
Do you think they'll do it, Coop?
Who, what?
The United States. Do you think they'll recognize us?
Not if they know that Macedonia is the United States 50,000 years ago.
Well, we have to get legal recognition first, otherwise it wouldn't be safe. Well, there goes that mastodon again. Good old Buster.
Where is he?
Right there. Over by the grove, see? He's lonely.
What?
He probably is. He must have been run out of the herd by some younger bull. That's why he hangs around like some homeless dog.
One thing worries me, Wes. I know you dreamed up the time unit, and we all chipped in for the helicopter, but can you just claim territory on your own like we did?
Why not? We found it. It's ours.
Hey, Buster's coming this way. Give me the rifle.
No, wait. Maybe he's only bluffing.
If that mastodon comes through here, he'll stomp everything flat. I'll give him 3 steps more.
It'd be such a shame to plaster him. He's such a nice old monster.
One more step and he gets it.
Hey, that's Chuck. He's back.
I wish he could fly that helicopter better. He might wreck it.
Well, anyway, he scared Buster off.
Poke those fires up, Wes.
Oh, they're high enough, Coop.
You don't want a saber-tooth waltzing through here, do you?
Well, we better get a stockade up. You know, some night a herd of mastodon will come busting in here, and if they ever hit the helicopter, we'll be dead ducks. We'd never get back. We'd be stuck back here in the Pleistocene age. I won't feel safe till we get another helicopter.
Those mastodons carry a lot of ivory. And the mammoths up north.
Oh, sure. And get socked in the jug for smuggling ivory? The only way to cash in on the time unit is to get diplomatic recognition for Macedonia.
We've got a good case. You said so yourself.
What, a saber-tooth?
Down by the grove.
I don't like that. Sounds closer. Hey, poke up that fire, will you, Coop?
Oh, well, that's Buster.
There he is. He's tangling with a saber-tooth.
I'll lay 3 to 5 on Buster.
Cat's drawing blood. I'll take $5 of it.
Come on, Buster. Roll on him, will you?
Cat's on his head now. Hey,
he's coming this way.
Look out!
Wes, turn him. Shoot.
Hey, got him! Is he dead?
Yeah.
The tiger's gone. He won't get far.
Neither will we.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, good old Buster. Trust him to drop dead right across the helicopter.
Well, we can fix it, can't we?
We probably won't even be able to roll Buster off of it. The rotor blades are twisted and the frame is a mess. A total mess, gentlemen. We are in trouble. Macedonia faces a crisis.
Herb, you're the key man in the administration. You swing a big stick on the hill. You can't give up on Project Mastodon now.
Les, it's been 10 years. If they were coming back, they'd be here by now.
Look, I've been working on this ever since we got those films. I've traced their lives from the time they were born till the time they disappeared. Adams was the brains. The other two were quite capable of helping him carry it out. Hudson knew all the angles.
Les, I've sneaked your appropriation through 4 times. Now, there's a limit.
But I've got the proof. We've had every paleontologist in the country go over those films. They couldn't be faked. Who would know to put lynx tassels on the ears of saber-toothed tigers? Who would know that young mastodons were black? And the location. We tracked down Adams' farm just from landmarks in the prehistoric landscape in those films. We've got to contact them.
Look, Les, even assuming it's all true, a planet has only a grand total of resources. If we get Adams' device...
Time machine.
If we exploit resources of prehistoric America, won't we be robbing ourselves of our own heritage?
Look, Herb, I've been over all that with the AEC. There's a lot of lead in southwestern Wisconsin. If we go back far enough, we can catch it when it's uranium.
The whole research project hasn't turned up a lead on Adams' machine, if it exists.
We've got to keep watching that farm. They might return. We've got to keep looking for them, no matter how long it takes.
Listen, Wes, we can't stay around here much longer. Old Buster's getting a little too strong.
Yeah, well, I'll have the time unit clear the helicopter in a few minutes. Then we'll just have to move camp upwind.
Look at him. It's only 2 days since he dropped dead. Bless his heart. Already those vultures are half into him.
I'll have him picked clean inside of a week.
Give me the hex wrench, will you?
Wes, is it all right? The time unit?
Well, we won't know until we try it, Coop. And then, of course, it's too late.
Well, either does or doesn't. Problem is, how are we going to use it without the copter?
Couldn't we take a chance on using it on the ground?
No, we have to get up in the air. You don't want to take a chance of arriving in the 20th century about 6 feet underground.
Wait a minute, Wes. It's got to be higher here than in the 20th century. Look, these hills have stood here since the Jurassic era. They got to be weathered down.
Yeah, I know. The only safe way is to build a platform about 12 feet high. That should be enough to clear us.
But suppose we come out on the other end 2 feet higher.
Well, we fall. Which would you rather do? Take a chance on a broken leg or stay here?
Yeah, okay. Now, what do we build the platform out of?
There you are, Wes.
All right, I got it. Chuck, comes the next stone.
Now, wait a minute.
Hey, look out. You want the whole pile to come down?
I'm sorry. Okay, Wes, hand it up.
Yep.
Give me.
That's about 12 feet, isn't it?
Well, it ought to be. It took us 10 days to pile it up. Look out, I'm coming down.
All right, don't start an avalanche.
Well, pretty soon we'll be able to start all over again.
Mm-hmm. If the unit works.
Yeah, that isn't all. We don't have any proof we've been back here. We'll be stone broke. Another helicopter would cost $30,000. Can't walk into a bank and borrow 30 grand to take a short trip to the Stone Age.
Wes, where do you figure we are? I mean on the farm.
Well, I think we're clear of the barn and the silo.
I hope so.
The way I figured, we're astraddle that barbed wire fence at the south end of the orchard.
Well, we might as well give it a try.
All right, I'll get the unit. You two climb up on top of the pyramid. You ready?
Think it'll work, Wes?
I don't know, Coop. Got pretty well banged up when Buster hit the copter. I haven't got the equipment to check the waveforms. All right, stand around close. Bend your knees a little. Might be quite a drop.
Go ahead. Push the button.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
Doesn't work.
Well, that's that. We're stuck.
I'm sorry, Les.
There's nothing you can do, Herb. You've been out of government for 5 years.
If there's anything I can do, the board of directors instructed me to offer you...
No, thank you.
Well, what are you going to do? I mean, now that you're retired.
I bought a farm.
Oh?
In Wisconsin.
You haven't given up, have you?
I'm the only one. They closed Project Mastodon down 3 years ago, and they've been hinting ever since that I'd be happier retired. Old Bowers, he's the crackpot from Project Mastodon.
I'm sorry, Les, but it has been 20 years.
Yes, it has. But think of it. From a military point of view, hidden bases in enemy territory itself, centuries removed in time, yet only seconds away. If we had bases like that and shelters...
Relax, Les. It's all over.
Sure. It's all over.
Missed.
You should be more careful. We've only been stuck a month now. Someday we'll run out of ammo, and then it's bows and arrows.
It's cold. There'll be snow soon.
Coop, I'm worried about Wes. He takes it pretty hard.
As long as he's tinkering on that time unit, he's happy.
Oh, he isn't going to repair the unit. He hasn't got a chance. Back in the workshop with the tools, maybe.
Well, anyway, the hunting's great.
Well, maybe we better start saving bullets for big game. We won't be lords of creation around here long without our guns.
Yeah, and if one of us gets sick or breaks a leg, well, nobody lives forever.
Wes is the lucky one. He's got that time unit to tinker with. Come on. We better get back to camp.
Hey, Wes! Come on. Wes! Wes! There's no sign of him. Wait, there's a note on the door. Wes! Never mind, listen. Dear guys, I don't want to get your hopes up again and have you disappointed, but I think I may have found the trouble. I'm going to try it out. If it works, I'll be back to get you. Wes.
What, a fool?
That unit can't work. He must be off his rocker.
Wait a minute. Coop, look, that pyramid. It took us 10 days to pile those stones up.
It's gone. The pyramid of rocks. It's gone.
Oh, what the... Of all the confounded... Oh, what's going on out there? Rocks? Who dumped those rocks? My car, who's out there?
It's all right.
Don't you move, mister. I got a 45 pointed at you.
Well, I can explain.
Well, you better. There was a brand new car where you dumped that load of rocks. Who the devil are you?
My name is Wesley Adams.
Adams? Man, where have you been all these years?
Well, I don't suppose you'll believe me, but the fact is...
I've been waiting for you for 25 years. The others all gave up.
I'm sorry about your car.
Oh, never mind. I'll be right down. Now, don't touch a thing. Don't go anywhere.
Can't be 25 years. It's only been a few months in Macedonian time.
25 years. Man, it's been a long wait.
The unit must have been badly calibrated. You see, it isn't accurate for more than 50,000 years at a jump if the setting is moved.
Well, we better call Washington. I imagine you'll want the same terms as before.
Terms?
Recognition, economic aid from Macedonia, defense pact. Now, listen, Adams, you've got those saps over a barrel. You can get anything you want now.
The unit. I'll have to calibrate to the day to go back for them.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can have every scientist in the country working on it now. Oh, you've got them right where you want them. Hello? Long distance. This is Major General Leslie Bowers, retired. I want to put a call to the President of the United States, White House, Washington. You can tell them I'm placing the call for the President of the Republic of Macedonia.
Come on, Og, son of fire. Put another log on. It's cold.
It's good cold storage for the furs. Boy, when Wes gets back, we'll be millionaires. Furs, ginseng root, ivory.
If he gets back. It's been 5 years.
He'll come back. I feel it in my bones.
Well, he better find it before we get too old to enjoy anything. Unfortunately, there's no Social Security in Macedonia.
Don't you worry. Wes is working on it right now. I can feel it.
Hello, Charlie. Some just came through on a ticker. I want you to get a background story on it. And we just recognized Macedonia. What? How should I know where it is? Look it up in the encyclopedia. Huh? No, the item says formal recognition was delayed 5 years until communication could be established. Certain technical difficulties. What? I don't know. Wherever it is, I don't see what difficulties could hold up 5 years. It stands to reason wherever the place is, you could walk there in 5 years. Nah, it's not important. You know these postage stamp countries. Monaco, Luxembourg, they're all alike. What's so different about Macedonia?
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction magazine, which this month features the Theodore Sturgeon novelette, The Skills of Xanadu. When a malignant world endangers another, surgery is the usual answer. But perhaps there's another solution, to kill it with kindness. Galaxy magazine on your newsstand today. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you Project Mastodon, a story from the pages of Galaxy written by Clifford D. Simak and adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were Floyd Mack, Dick Hamilton, Charles Penman, Raymond Edward Johnson, Frank Maxwell, Robert Hastings, John Larkin, and Joseph Julian. Your announcer is Jerry Damon. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Listen next week for the Murray Leinster story, If You Was a Motlin, a tale in which the childlike natives of a strange planet pull a real switch on a red-headed female witch, and everyone doubles in brass. That's next week on X-1.
Yeah, let's do this indeed. Good morning, everyone. I'm here. I ain't feeling it, but I'm here. Anybody else here but not feeling it? Oh, baby. I needed that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So, anyway, like, good morning. I'm just gonna chill out this morning. Okay. Oh, you guys are gonna love my new shirt, right? You see my friend here? There's Bush holding a sign.
That's right. There's Bush.
Let me show you my shirt. All right, let me see. Let me turn on a light over here. Okay, so like there's the front of the shirt, and there's Bush holding a sign. Right? And here's the back of the shirt. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. There we go. Pretty cool, huh?
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, let me know if you haven't seen my shirt. I'll show you my shirt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Went to Elsinore yesterday. I'm whooped. What a drive. And nobody's piped directly into my Facebook feed. So nobody got the message that I was coming down. I sent one person a direct message. And they were out at the falls. Cruising. So there you go. Arr. 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 I'm telling you, people. I'm telling you. I'm whooped.
Ah, my little yellow bag here. I got some more shirts. More shirts.
I got some good shirts. It's off to Vegas tomorrow. I will be doing this in the morning and in the evening tomorrow. And then I will be off for 2 whole days. Thursday, we'll hopefully get back early enough to go to work. Yay. I will probably be too wiped out. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I'm pooped. Poop Ed. Let's see. Oh, I got a couple of books yesterday at the bookstore. Let's see. I got 2 more above books. I get those books above Los Angeles, above here, above there. And the last 2 that I found were above Washington and above Seattle. And they're just great picture books, right? They're just so cool. Oh my God. Oh my God. OMGOT. Let's see. I had my daughter take notes as we were driving yesterday. And we went by, a half dozen or over a half a dozen places yesterday. We probably went by 10 places. Yeah, 2, 5, 9, 10. Yeah, we went by 10 places yesterday. Got brochures on a couple, phone numbers on a lot of them. It still looks like the Elsinore West Marina is the go-to place. We can get an entire acre right on the water, and we can have our own parking if we get there early enough and reserve our spots. What I'd like to do is get somebody with one of those chalk machines for the striping of the baseball field. If I could get one of those, then we could draw out our campsites. Right? So there's something. Either that or it's that, high-tech spray paint shit. Oh, and there's the dogs. Let me go check on these dogs. Be right back. You want the water, I see. You want the water? Drink the water.
I'm here.
What? Go drink the water. Oliver, go drink water. We don't need to care about paper on the floor. What? Get it, drink some water. Toma. That dog's habla español. Good. You want to go out? You want to go with Mom now? What about you, Sam? You staying with me? You staying out here, bud? Here. Come on, Sam. Come on. There you go. Come on. There you go. Come on. That's my boy.
All right.
So we got back from, oh my God. Where'd I go? Oh, here I am. Yeah, it looks like the
old computer's looking good. Yeah.
Although I am a little glitchy. It's probably me. It's probably a lousy service to my monitor.
But I can't tell.
So let me turn on my other monitor here and see what we got going on, dude.
Huh.
Oh, screaming athletes. I'm the best! No, I'm the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna... I gotta turn this off. There we go. We don't want to listen to the same thing there. Boogity boogity. Boogity boogity. Alright, I better eat something. Mm-hmm. Looks like my Okay? It looks like I'm live. I think I'm live. Oh, crap, I think I'm live. Ah, jeez. Thought somebody was watching. I was just watching myself. Dope. All right, I gotta let Oliver. Well, the Oliver has to do something now. Yeah, Oliver's back in bed. Little Sam. So, Bush has got some great shirts there. I can't wait to go see the t-shirt people. I don't know that I'm going to make it today. My daughter was up late, as was I, and I may have to get done here and just crawl into bed, right? For at least a couple of hours. Yeah, I'm pretty wiped out. So yeah, of course I got home last night at just about 7 o'clock. And I tell my wife, look, what you call it? Open mic night is at 8, vamos. And she's like, oh, hell no. Aren't you tired? I'm exhausted. I said, yeah, I'm wiped out. But I've been dying to go. I gotta go. And I thought, all right, well, I'll drive over there. I'll smoke a joint with Bush. And I'll hang out for like an hour. And then I'll come home. Right? I won't push it. I'll just hang out for a little bit. And then I was there till 10:30. You know, I was there till the last act stopped, of course. And of course it had to be DW, right? So I had to wait and hear Los Angeles skies and the Dodger lights, because those are the songs that he plays, and he plays them so well. And he got up and he played my drum kit. He played my drum kit for a couple of the guys and did some great little percussion stuff. Mm-hmm. What? I'm getting the eyeball from my dog who wants a piece of my cereal bar. We'll have to wait. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Man. Okay, I think I can get rid of my... I can get rid of that, yeah. I don't need it. One monitor is enough. Oh. Now Big Face wants some of my cereal bar. You guys are going to have to wait. Have to wait. I got a little late this morning. I snoozed one too many times. I couldn't help it. I almost snoozed until like almost 5. It was like, well, if I sleep that long, then I've only got a couple of minutes to make sure that I can go live on time. i.e. technical difficulties. So it started up and went great. It's working great. I don't know. Oh, I heard tickety-tack little feet. He makes the most noise trying to get up on the bed. he second guesses himself. So he makes like 30 running jumps, running starts, you know. And then he finally jumps up. Totally. So there's a CW and there's a DW at open mic. Last night they were up on stage together, one on the drums, one on the guitar, both singing, doing stuff they'd never done before together. And who was it? Trip Roy Smith. He says, are these guys brothers? And I went, what? And he said, they got the same last initial, DWCW. Maybe, are they brothers? And I'm like, holy hell, I don't know. Don't ask. They won't tell. DW won't even let you know what his initials stand for. Don't worry. That's what it sounds like. Oh, wow. Look at that. Looks like my lower intestine. See all the swelling? It's infected. Yeah. So totally. It is totally Monday movie Monday. It's Monday movie time. It's movie Monday memories. Monday movie it's something. That's what it is. It's Monday movie memories. We're just watching movie boobs, man. Yeah. Alright, let's see. I put all of the movies down in one area. Educational film catalog. 41 movies. Is there something cool we could watch? Ooh, Circus Kids. 1984. LSD, the Spring Grove Experiment. Ooh, that's almost an hour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Alright, yeah. Grammys. The Grammys. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff there. That's some good stuff there. Totally.
Huh.
Oh, these are August uploads here. Uh-huh. Yeah, baby. I'm telling you, baby. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're still worried about my cereal bar. I get it. Mm-hmm. That's such a cool shirt. Mm-hmm. It's one thing I hadn't thought about, shirts. I mean, it's one thing to get the shirts printed, designed and printed, but what are we going to print them on? I need black t-shirts and white t-shirts. Eventually, yellow, gold, orange, red. But I'm going to have to order a shitload of t-shirts. If I can get them at a better price, then I'm only paying for screen printing. But that means I have to buy extras. I'm going to have to buy extra large, large, medium, small, and I'm going to have to buy them in bulk. I'm going to have to buy them in bulk. It's bulky. Bulky, no. So... I don't hear another dog. Totally. Man, I am wiped out. My back is just killing me from yesterday. All that driving, and then the mall or the outlets walking and walking and walking and walking. No place to sit. They don't want you to sit while you're shopping. And then all the driving back. We got home and I was like, if I just stay here, I'm just going to sit, you know. At least if I go to open mic, I'm going to stand. Right? Because most of the time I stand. I just kind of wander around talking to people. Which is weird because I'm not a social person. In fact, Michael, he's one of the musicians, is up there and he's doing his set. And he starts talking about this political song. And he says, okay, so many years ago when I was younger, I taught social studies, right, in school. And, wow, that was pretty heavy. And he's got to be only like 10 years or so older than me. Which means that it's possible that he could have been a teacher or a teacher's assistant when I was in high school. He would have been young. But, you know, teachers can be young. Okay, so like I see there's somebody here, but they're incognito. They're a fly on the wall. I see they're here, but they ain't really here. Shh. Shh. I'll smoke to that. Yeah, it was like I rolled a joint to take and smoke with Gary yesterday, but I never hooked up with him. So I had this joint in my secrets box, right? Because that's where I keep my joints and my papers and my Circle K matchbook and my little roach clip, right? I keep it there in my secrets box. My 1980s secrets box.
Huh. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have a 1970s secrets box. But this is mine. The menthol mint one, that's my favorite. Right? So I'll be kind of bummed if somebody decides not to come to this party because I'm throwing it or because I'm going to be there. You don't have to go to this party to see me. I'm not going there to see a lot of the people that are going to be there. There are a bunch of people that I want to see. You know, my brother, my sister, the Von der Schmidt family.
Geez, there's so many of them.
You know, geez, just about everybody on my friends list. Just about everybody who's signed up or sent invitation. You know, it's like, wow. And then we're going to have so many new people there, right? So many of their friends and family, people who've never been to Elsinore. I'm going to have a lot of my new friends there, friends I've met over the last few years out here in the desert.
The last decade. Has it been that long? Shit.
Arr. Oh. I'm going to have to smoke something here because my head is starting to connect with my body and I ain't liking it. Arr. I got this El Rocho here. I think I'm going to do that because if I smoke this roach, it won't go to waste. Right? So I'm going to smoke El Rocho here. I got to get a little moist here on the end so it doesn't just burn away. Don't want it to just burn away. Right? Alright. And then my roach clip. Got to get a roach clip.
Where's my hemostats? Where's my hemostats? What's my favorite roach? I'm going to get my hemostats. Because that's my favorite roach clip. Here they are.
Hemostats. Hemostats. Okay, so hemostats are these little clip thingies you see in MASH or in the surgical shows where they're,
you better cut off this vein.
and then they pinch off the vein, right?
I got a bleeder here. Clamps. And that's how that is.
Alright, I'm going to light up my little rocho, El Rocho here. Not like on Cheech and Chong. I'm not going to suck it down.
That's why the clip. Oh, that's nice. So how the hell are you?
Man, I am just fucking worked. I think I've got some great insight into the venue, and it looks like we'll be holding it at Elsinore West Marina, unless I can get my peeps to network together and find us a house, a private house on a private beach for dirt cheap, or donate it, or somebody can rent it and donate it for us. I don't know. We need to find out how to get, if we don't do Elsinore West Marina, right? It's all outdoors. We have all the facilities, all the amenities. We got boat launch, we got parking, we got power, we got everything. We got the works. We got the lake. We could do the same thing at an Airbnb, a private rental with enough beach to camp. That's all we need. We need enough beach to camp and a big patio deck type place for the band. Now, I've researched this and found a couple of Airbnbs. They're like thousands of dollars a night. That's ridiculous. We're looking at about $4,000 for the weekend camping. But that's individual sites, right? I figure if we have 40 campsites, which is a lot, that's like way pushing it. I'm assuming we're going to have like a dozen campsites, and everybody's going to be either staying in a hotel, a motel, an Airbnb, or they're going to park a trailer, rent a trailer and park it in the hookups. However, we should still be really, really close, even if there are people in Airbnbs and stuff. We should be really, really close. So even if we only sell out 20 spots, we're still going to be looking for a few bucks per person for day use, like 10 or 15 bucks per person, just to show up for the day, right, and park and hang out. And then what we'll try to do is include that price into the daily ticket price for the show. If you camp and you show up and you buy your camping and your ticket together, you're going to get it at a discounted cost. If you show up late and you buy a ticket and then buy your camping, or buy a ticket and then buy your day use, you're going to pay the basic prices for both, right? It'll be like 50 bucks a day for the whole day, and that includes the evening time music. That includes whatever we're doing during the day, the boating, the tours, motorbiking, hiking, hanging out at the campground with the kids, whatever we're doing. It's 50 bucks a day to do that, right? Now, the more money that we sell, the more money that we raise through donations via T-shirt giveaways, then, and it's not a giveaway, you donate money, you get a T-shirt, and we have a party. So, we're going to try to raise a lot of the money through T-shirts. We got a year. I'm going to be working on getting T-shirts made this week at some point. Right? And the first set of T-shirts I get made are then going to help create more T-shirts and more T-shirts and more T-shirts. And I think what I'm going to do is, rather than take in $50 a shirt and then have to pull the money out of that to pay for the shirt, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the price of the shirt from $50 to $75, or $100 donation gets you a shirt. And then that way, $50 of that goes directly into the savings, right? The rest of it gets rolled over into creating more shirts. And I think that's how we're going to have to do that. If somebody donates $100, it gets rolled into, well, you know, most of it's going to get rolled into. We'll need, what I'd like to do is pull the money out of each individual donation to set aside to pay for not the one shirt, but 2 shirts. So you buy a shirt, you're paying for 2 shirts, and you're donating money to the cause. And what do you want? You want to go outside? Okay, I think she wants to go outside. She has informed me she wants to go outside. You stay right there. You don't need to do nothing. Might as well warm up the coffee. You stay out for a while. So I'm still investigating private properties like vacation rentals. There's a couple of no wedgie. There's a couple of mobile home trailer park neighborhoods along the beach on Grand Avenue, and we drove into many of them. And there are a lot of them that have a great beach. Not much for the facilities, not much for parking, but they've got a great beach area that could be cleaned up and worked over to house our party, right? Because we just want to be on the lake. We want to be on the lake all day and all night, and we want to have people camping on the lake. Not everybody has to do this. There will be people who must camp with everything because they are the security for all of our stuff, right? If we need tractor work, we'll have to get it done early. We're going to have a lawn. I don't want to grow a lawn. I just want to borrow a synthetic lawn, have it rolled out, staked down, and we will set up camping around it. right? And a stage in front of it. That's it. That's all. Pretty basic. If we get a B&B, we have a patio. We put the band on the patio, and we camp around in the backyard on the beach, basically. We would need a lot of people buying tickets in order to get a B&B. It's going to cost 2 or 3 times as much as camping and doing this at a campground. If we do it at a campground, it is a private event, but it's held in a kind of a public area, but it's all cordoned off so that only people allowed in there will be allowed in there, right?
How are you going to do that?
We may rent a construction fence. We may fence the damn area off so that, I mean, we run a fence this way from parking down to the Roadrunner fence, and then we run a fence down along the beach this way. So we allow people to still use that piece of the beach that goes right alongside of the boat ramp, right? And there's that little hillside beach with tables and stuff. So we leave that open so that people can still walk along there and camp. But we put a fence right all the way down to the water, and the 2 fences meet at a corner, one this way, and on that corner we have an inlet, and that's it. You know, we have a vehicle parked there so that people can't drive in unless the vehicle is moved out of the way, and then people can drive in. We have a gate there so that people can't just walk in. They have to be checked in. And I went over all of this with Sam at the West Marina, and he kind of seemed pretty blasé about it at first. And then when I informed him of how many people, what kind of a function, it's a family function, no drugs, no alcohol, we're just there to have funs and kids and grandkids and that stuff, and so that's why there's the lawn, and, you know, why we're holding it in this particular area, because this area is important to the whole, you know, reunion thing. I don't know about anyone else, but I from what I remember, the West Marina played a huge part in a lot of our lives, you know, especially mine. I grew up in the Elsinore West Marina. We lived there several times throughout the 70s and 80s and 90s. 90s. Maybe a little. And, yeah, it's a big spot. And it's an old spot. That West Marina has been there for, since the 60s, I believe, or earlier. And it just has a lot of history. It has a big history. So that's the main spot. That's why I really want to hold it. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that we get more beach, or the water comes down so significantly that we get the island back, right? Because the island, in its fullness, has got more surface area than the area that we're looking at now. There's 2 areas. There's a big field on the water that just borders the beach, and then there's another big giant field out on like an island peninsula thing, right?
There goes Sam.
So one of those 2 spots. You want to go to bed? All right, let's see what he wants. There you go, Sam. Come on. Sam. Sam. Come on. Come hang out with me. Come on. Come on, Sam. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. That's my buddy. That's buddy. Oh, my buddy. Hi, buddy. Oh, my buddy. He's such a good buddy. He is. He's a really good buddy. That's my buddy. Here he is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I
gotta spin stuff around here. I gotta do it. Just gotta keep spinning and spinning. And that's good. All right, here we go, Sam. There's Sam. There's Sam. Well, anybody there? Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh, Laying Squeaky, Laverne and Shirley, right? Right?
Ah, jeez.
What? Don't want my paper towels? You don't want to eat. You'll just eat it. You'll just chew on it. You're a paper chewer. You're a paper chewer. So, like, for sure, you know?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I made I made people laugh last night, and I made myself cry. Right? Not at the same time, of course. That would be highly manic. I love when you guys laugh at me. No, really. No, really. Hi, Sam. I'm pretty excited about the reunion once again. Pretty excited. Kind of bummed I haven't heard from a couple of different people. You know.
Oh my God, never.
That one is just delete it, yeah. We don't need it. We don't need it. Alright. What are you chewing on, buddy?
Huh? Huh? What's going on down here?
Come on. Come on. Is that me? You looking at me on the TV? My dog likes to watch TV. Yes. Yes, indeedy. Last night I caught him watching Monsters vs. Aliens while I was going to sleep. I like to put on a movie that I've seen a million times to go to sleep with. And I'm laying there and I kept dozing off and waking up and looking and seeing Sam watching what was going on. He really loves action, like Tremors. He loves Tremors. I don't know what it is, whether he's a Kevin Bacon fan or he likes the big worm thing or you know what it is that he finds appealing about the movie Tremors. Fred Ward. What's that broad's name? Finn something. Oh. Man. And worked. Let's see. Content. I uploaded, about half of the content for next week. I've got a few more things to go. And then I need to do a programming guide. So this week should be pretty easy. I just have to make a Nova and make an In Search Of, and that should be it. And then back off to Vegas and back, and then I will finish off the week here on Friday with any uploads. So hopefully I'll get half of the remaining uploads done today and the other half done. Well, I can get a few done tomorrow because I'll be here tomorrow. But not many because I'll probably be sleeping in between the shows so that I have the energy to drive to Vegas after the show when my daughter gets home from university and her last orientation before the start of school. Yeah. Finn O'Donovan? No, that's not her name. Finn something. Right? I can't remember her bloody name. Finn. Sam, you're so cute. Did you know that I love you? And that you're just an adorable little guy? And that I love you, cutie? Did you know that? I think you know that, huh? I think you know that. Did you know that I love you? I think you know that I love you, mister. But if you don't, I'm just going to have to beat you. Oh, I'm going to beat you good, mister. Oh, you're going to get it. Oh, I'm just going to swing this guy around and it's going to come in for a landing. I'm going to pow. I'm going to kiss her. Pow. 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 Good defense. Good block. Good block. Good block. Good block. Good block. All right. Good boy. That's a good buddy. His big face. Look at big face here once in love, huh? Look at the big face. Hi, big face. Hi, Sam. Is that your big girl? Is that your big girl? She's such a big doofus, huh? Hi, Sam. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, bang. Oh, bang. Oh, bang. Anything for a game, huh? You're so cute. You're so cute, Sam. Hi, big face. You're cute too. What do you want? You want to go outside or something? You just came in. You want to go outside? You just came inside. What do you want to do? You don't want to go back out, do you? There's food. Come. Toma agua. Come tu comida. No? Ah, jeez. Ah. All right. We're getting nowhere fast here. Bula bula. All right. So, Elsinore Brothers and Sisters, 1970s and 80s, Reunion Festival Weekend, August 15th through the 18th, 2025. I got that all out in one breath. All right, two breaths. Double-breathed. He's double-breathed. Shut up. Shut up. All right. Looks like a little bit of this jealousy cake is going to be my accompaniment to Vegas. I got to have something with me to kill the pain. You know, I might look locally in Vegas and see what kind of pot shops they got, but I mean, I'll probably only get a little bit anyway. What's the point? I'll just have a little bit. Usually for an overnighter, I'll only need to pack this, my little bat box. You know, and you just open it up and the little thing pops out. That's it. That's usually all I take. For an overnighter, not much more, really. A double overnighter. I'm not going to need much the first night because it's going to be driving, and I'll only need a couple of hits once we're done driving to kill the pain so I can go to sleep. So I won't need much the first night. Sam, what? What? You don't need to get over there. You want to get down? Is that what you want? Yeah. You need to go see Bessie? She's right there. The next day will be something a little different. I'll need coffee and plenty of weed. Coffee to wake me up and weed to scare away the pain, right? And then probably go out, do a little something, and then come back and nap before the concert. And then walk over to the concert, have the concert, walk over to In-N-Out, have some dinner, late dinner, and then walk back to the room and get some decent sleep so that we can have an early ride home. If we can get home by 3 or 4, then we won't have to worry too much about that house that has to be cleaned that day. There's no check-in, so it shouldn't be a rush. If there's a check-in, then there's a rush. We'll leave Vegas early. We'll get home in time to get over and clean the place. Now, Mom's going to be here, but she won't have her car, and she don't like to drive the van. So more than likely, we'll just get home early enough on Thursday to get over to that house. Right? Oh my God. Oh my God. So that'll be totally cool. That's pretty heavy. And it's a few days before my birthday, and we're going to go see the Killers in Las Vegas. And a couple of days after my birthday, we're going to go see ELO right down here in the desert. Right here. Within an hour from home here. Ah, yeah. I see him. He's down there with Bessie, giving her some love. He likes to take care of his family. He's always checking on the gang, checking their eyes and their ears, and giving them love and making sure that they got play, or just laying with them. He'll just lay with one of his buddies and just put his head right on top of him, or do one of these deals right up on the side of one of his buddies. Yeah, and then he'll do the same thing to me. Give me kisses, check my ears and eyes, make sure I'm okay. See if I need to play. You want to come up here, Bessie? Come on. Come on, you can get up there. Go ahead. Go ahead, come on. Go ahead. Go ahead. And we'll put Sam right here on the blanket. Here, Sam. All right, let's see. Ah, jeez, come on. Yeah. There you go. That's your little bed, little cama. There you go, right there with Bessie. Right here with me. That's my boy. Oh, that's my boy. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy, Sam. I need a big, fat, love seat type chair. Just like this, only like another half a width. Or twice as big. Something that I can squeeze a dog in here next to me. Right? Because it's all about the dogs. Now he's going to want to eat or go to bed. You want to go to bed? Who? Natalia or Mom? Pick one. Pick a door. Well, have your door picked out before I get over there, because I'm coming. I just chased his tail. All right, you stay here, Bessie. Stay right there. Want to go to bed? What do you want? Huh? You have food in that bowl. I'm not filling up another bowl. You have food in it. Eat out of that bowl. There you go. That's a good boy. Yeah, I know. Now let me do my bong hit while you chase your ass and eat your kibble. Well, if there's anybody watching out there that has not been invited to the Elsinore Brothers and Sisters 1970s, 80s reunion festival weekend, you're invited officially. All right. All you got to do is send me a message and say, I want to be invited. And then I will invite you and send you an invite, and then you will be invited. And if you don't do Facebook or any of that stuff, on a regular basis, all you have to do is contact me somehow, and I will put your name on the list. That's it. And you can donate in advance. You can buy tickets in advance. And basically the tickets are a donation as well. I'm not selling anything. The only way you get a ticket is via donation. The only way you get a shirt is via donation. And that's the way that works. But you can be easily invited. All you got to do is just ask somebody to invite you. Ask me to invite you. Invite yourself. So who invited you? Oh, I did. Oh, okay, cool. Let me put you on the list. It doesn't matter. It's not about rules and regulations, you know. Yeah, there will be rules and regulations. You know, all the drinking and consuming of anything else other than, you know, regular stuff. You know, if you're going to do booze, alcohol, drugs, paraffin wax, I don't care. Whatever you're going to do, you just do it at your campsite, right? Keep it under control. Do it at your campsite. And don't bring it into the public area, all right, where everybody's going to have kids and grandkids and be having a fun time, and they don't want to look at drunk people. They don't want to look at people sitting there going, hey, man, and that's cool. I can dig it. I'm probably not going to be sitting around getting loaded the whole time. Sure, there will be an occasion where I will run over to my camp and take a couple of hits and go back to the deal, but that's cool, you know. I think if we work at it like that, you know, somebody they're drinking something, all right, but it's in a container that's obviously not booze, right? So, you know, and they're not belligerent. So that's cool. It's going to be up to the individual. You get belligerent, you get drunk, we're going to send you to bed. If you don't go to bed, we're going to send you the fuck out, right? Because it's not the venue for, right? It's just, we're a little beyond that now, age-wise at least. And if not age-wise, just, you know, geez, just be nice. I got to heat that up. Oh, man, I still got to do this Bong hit, you know. I got to do it. Baby girl. Oh, that's a big face. Oh yeah, she's a big face. She's got such a big face. Make a little bed here for Sam. So, I can get him to hang out with me some more. Totally, man. Oh, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people there who I, you know, don't really care to see. Is it going to be a bummer? No. I'm an adult. I can ignore people, right? I can pretend to be okay with somebody, you know? That's fine. I think everybody should be able to do that. There's no beefs. I can't say there's no beefs here and then all of a sudden show up and be pissed off at half of the people, right? That's not right. If there's somebody there that I don't like or that you don't like when you're there, just ignore them, you know? You need to send a message, you know, be sure to tell what's-his-face to stay the fuck away from me. Otherwise, we will have to go outside the park and deal with this. Because there's no beefs here, right? So that's the deal. Everybody can pretend to get along with those that they don't like, right? You do your thing, you know. If you can't just put your blinders on and ignore the fact that there's somebody over there, then there's a problem with you and you probably shouldn't be showing up, right? There's no, you know, if you're that self-important that, whoa, I can't have a good time with that person here, fucking get over yourself, you know? I won't be in the same state with that person. Oh, dude, you need to grow the fuck up, right? You just need to get out of your fucking own fucking wonderful world, stop kissing your own ass, right? And just get over it. Yeah, the whole world is filled with people you don't like, right? What do? Run around shooting people? Come on, don't be stupid. Come on, Sam, right here, come on. Oh, God, he's going to force the issue and want to go into a bedroom, so up again I go for like the 8th fucking time. Come on, Doofus. Come on. Pick a bed. Pick a room. to bed. Come on. Better go in. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. I'm back. No, really. I know you don't believe it, but I am. I am really back. I am really back, people. Don't be fucking around, okay? Yeah. Oh, by the way, Sam at the Elsinore West Marina, the owner, you're invited. I think it would do him good to come and hang out with people probably his own age from his town there, right? People that knew that park, 30 years before he was ever, thought about buying the place. So yeah, I will be going and dragging Sam over. Come on, Sam. Come on, man. Get over here and hang out, man. Come on and eat. Come on, listen to get up there and dance, Sam. Here, have a beer. Come on. Because that's what it's about. Get together, And if why not? Why the hell not? Driving around the lake yesterday, telling my daughter about the different stories from the different places. Every single thing I looked at had a story. I mean, literally, when you're driving through Elsinore, the only things that don't hold a story are the things that were built in the last 20 or 30 years, right? There's a lot of that, but there's so much still available. We drove through Perrette Park, right, which is a really nice park, but it's a public park, which means it closes at 6:30, and it's got gates. Yeah, so even if we got an Airbnb right there next to the park, 6:30, and that's a public park, which means permits and security and all that crap. So, that's why I want to do it as a private function. Sure, on at some point there may be a few people coming from the general public. Somebody shows up at the park to camp for the weekend. They see what's going on. They ask about what's going on, and makes friends with somebody at the event, in the event, attending the event, and they get invited. And now all of a sudden we have a couple of new friends there who were just camping. And isn't that the way when you go to camp or you go to the Ortegas or something, or you're out at the beach, and it's like, hey, come on over and hang out. That's the whole feeling behind all this, right? So why the hell not? Who the hell is that? It doesn't matter. They're nice. Sure, we'll have a little security. We'll have a little first aid tent. We'll have a little merchandise tent. Gosh. I'll probably have my daughter come and run the merchandise tent, right? Her and one or two of her friends. Just because, right? I've taken her to so many concerts and gotten her there early so that she can go to the merchandise trailer, right? So I think she owes me at least a 3-day weekend being my merchandise vendor. She's going to help design most of it anyway, so there you go. Speaking of designs, I fiddled around on the computer and came up with some great t-shirts to reproduce from the past. And some new shirts that are going to represent things from the past, right? Yeah. So I'll be getting together with the T-shirt people to find out what kind of programming we're going to be using, software and that kind of stuff. I'll be getting together with my daughter. I'll be doing some line drawing, three-dimensional point, 2-point perspective, 3-point perspective type perspective drawing, stuff that I learned in junior high school, right? So I'll be using a lot of that stuff to create T-shirt graphics. And then it's basically just get those graphics to the T-shirt people and say, okay, look, here's a, why don't you mix me a batch of ink and make 2 T-shirts of each of these that I've got ready, right? And then have samples to wear for advertising. And it's just going to be a donation deal. You donate X amount of dollars, you get a ticket. You donate twice, or you get a T-shirt. You donate twice that, and you get a ticket and a T-shirt. That's it. That's all there is to it. And if we can get everyone coming to buy or to donate like $200 and get a T-shirt and a ticket for that, we're set. I mean, we get 25 people and we pay for the music, right? We pay for all of the music and probably the generators and lighting. We sell another 200 shirts, and we're paying for the rest of the weekend, right? And bring the camping and the daily ticket price down to next to nothing. And then you show up, you donate, you get a shirt, and you get a ticket, and you're set. You're in like Flint, There's going to be food vouchers on the ticket, right? So you'll need that for the pancake breakfast and for the Sunday night fiesta type thing, right? But that's what the food vouchers are for. You can show up anytime during the day in between breakfast and when the food trucks show up, or when we do our fiesta. So you can show up anytime in between there, and there should be a giant cooler filled with sandwiches. We are going to make a couple of hundred sandwiches a day and just throw them into a big giant cooler. There'll be one cooler filled with sandwiches and one cooler filled with waters, Gatorades, that kind of stuff. Big bins filled with, bags of chips. And that'll be a basic, what do you call it? Necessity. And breakfast will be different. Breakfast will be hot, delicious, juicy, greasy, coffee, juice, bacon, sausage, eggs, pancakes, potatoes, the works, right? That'll be pretty, you just get a couple of big giant bags of pancake mix, a shitload of potatoes and onions, and we'll probably do O'Brien's, right? So we'll throw in a bunch of peppers too and make a really big batch of fried potatoes O'Brien's, and a shitload of hot cakes, and just a bucket of sausage and a giant platter of bacon, right? It'll probably just be sausage, if I'm going to be honest about this. Probably, well, I guess it depends on the budget, And it depends on the kitchen, what kind of kitchen we get. If the kitchen sucks and we can't get kitchen stuff, it's food trucks. Or we have someone show up and cater, somebody with a kitchen that shows up and then serves food individually and charges per plate, right? You want a plate? $5, $15, whatever it is, right? We guarantee so many plates are sold, and they could bring the price down. So at the end of the evening, they're not eating a bunch of, leftovers, which sucks, especially if you're in the food business and you plan for a bunch of people to eat and not everybody eats and you got all this leftovers, right? No, So I'm not quite sure what kind of food trucks we're going to have. I don't want it to interfere with the food that we're going to be serving on Sunday night or Saturday, depending on, what's going on. It'll probably be a Saturday night barbecue because Friday night we're going to be too busy, everybody getting there and setting up and stuff. Just a food truck parked there until the band is done, right? And then Saturday night, we've got all day to prep for a barbecue fiesta, and we'll need people for that. And then Sunday, I think it's back to a food truck in the evening. We can do breakfast Saturday and Sunday, and then it's going to be dependent on who's going to be around on Monday to decide if we're going to do another big breakfast on Monday. But it's a 4-day, 3-night thing. And there are going to be people staying for the whole week, a few days before the party and a few days after the party. And in that case, we'll probably be doing a small breakfast on Friday and a small breakfast on Monday, right? And then, just, my brain, so many things to think about, and I'm only one person at this point. It's gonna take others, but they're gonna have to volunteer. They're gonna have to volunteer. I can finally do this bong hit here. Maybe that's what's bugging me. So I need to get locals to work with me on finding a beach house that we can use in lieu of the Elsinore West Marina. The more private the function, the better, right? So if we can get a private house on a private beach for lots of private camping and private partying, even better. So if there are people out there in the world, of course nobody out there now is listening to me, so I'm going to create a post asking for just that. If somebody knows of a realtor from our era, right, somebody that we know, somebody we went to school with who can help us out, put me in contact with them, right? If we can find a realtor who can say, you know what, this person's been trying to sell their house, and it's a hard sale because it's such a big house with it's a high price place because it's got the beach, and it's not a great place, but it's a hard sale, right? So if we can find a place that's a hard sell, and the owner is willing to give us a week for a good price, so that rather than have a house lay empty, they can make a few bucks, maybe do a little fixing up and get that thing off the market and sold, right? Sure. I mean, I'll show up a week early and paint a place if somebody wants me to, right? You're going to give us your house? Well, I'll show up a month beforehand with a crew, and we'll paint this fucking place for you. We can do that. I can paint a house in a week by myself, as broken as I am. You give me 3 guys, we'll knock a house out in 2 days. Show up, fucking clean it, scrape it, mask it, prime it, show up the next day, paint it, unmask it, trim it, and fucking gone. Fucking gone, dude. So I'm willing to go just about any route to get us a place to hold this. There's a great empty field, like right next to Lake Elsinore Marine boat repair on Grand Avenue. And it's right next door to them, and it's this piece of property. You can see a little old shack type house with a little trailer and little trees and yard and stuff, but the whole piece of property is giant. It goes all the way from the Grand Avenue all the way down to the lake, right? And I'm thinking, I wonder if this guy would want to rent his whole piece of property for the week and and party with us, right? So I'm going to probably be taking another trip down there in the fall, and with more information and actual appointments to see people. And then I will be going to places like this piece of property on Grand Avenue. I've got the address here. I've got the Marine place. Hey, you guys know the guy next door with that big piece of property, that field? Who is that? You know him? You talk to that guy? Can you give him my phone number? I want to rent his property for a week, and he can stay there and help out and party. And so, yeah, I'm looking at any kind of way to hold this thing for cheap, but to pull it off like phenomenally. And this piece of property is like, what, 5 acres right on the lake? Maybe less. It might be 3 acres, but it's perfect. And there's a couple of other places like that are right on the beach, and they're just a big empty piece of property. Right next to Cranes, there's another beach property that's a private beach. Does Cranes own that? Do they want to rent it to us? If we rent that house there, do we get access to that beach? Hey, dude, you want to rent us this here? It's your house, your beach. You know, rent us your yard and let us throw a party, and you're invited. I'm trying to think outside the box, because that's what we would have done back then to hold some kind of party, some kind of kegger, right? There's a barn. I know where we can find an empty barn, right? Ooh, there's this great giant pepper tree in Murietta, in between the freeways. Let's go there, right? Okay. There's a flat top over there on the Ortegs, just above Grand Avenue. Whatever, right? We used to go anywhere. Just go to the Ortegs and find a campground and set up. Boom, we're there. Somebody drag a generator out, hook up some guitars, and we're partying. My brother's like, let's just do that. Let's just go someplace and find an old burned out house and set up. And it's like, dude, it's got to be on the up and up. We're having families and kids and grandkids. It's got to be above board camping, and everything's got to be on the level. We can then have that feel of things while we're there doing it, right? I want to set up the stage so that when you're looking at the stage, you got the lake behind you, behind the stage. So you're looking out on the music and the water, and then the stage itself, I want to get it set up like a 1980s bedroom, okay? Of course, I'm getting this from different concerts and stuff that I've seen and gone to, and different stage acts and stuff. But I thought, you know what? If we're gonna do this, let's fucking do this right? I mean, we're gonna be right on the water, and I'm gonna have to actually create a station in the water to hold up a projector, to aim the projector at the back of the stage, so that it reverse projects onto the screen on the back of the stage, photos and videos and stuff. So it's got to be some kind of porous material that the wind can go through, but something that's going to catch the light so that we can project stuff, logos and banners and people and videos and stuff. At the opposite end of the stage, at the opposite end of the lawn from the stage, will be the kitchen. And then along both sides of the lawn will be camping. There'll be canopies set up for people to hang out and do their thing. And then outside of those canopies will be their tents and their camping areas. And then we'll have it roped in so that people can bring their car in and park their car right next to their campsite so they have their power. And so each campsite will be big enough so that you'll have your canopy, your tent area, and then your parking. And that's it. That's all you get for your $120-something per weekend, right? So for 3 days, you're going to have to pay about $35 a day for camping. and it's only 3 nights, so you're only paying for 3 nights. We'll be there all day on Monday and all day on Friday, so you get 4 full days, but you're only paying for 3 nights. Unless you want to stay longer, and then you can stay longer, and we'll just extend our stay. We're going to show up early to set this up. Because there's nobody there during the week, really, we're going to be able to rope off this area, start marking off campgrounds, roll out the grass, set up the stage, set out the porta potties. We should have a porta potty on each corner, right? And the one, the handicapped one will be nearest to the handicap area, which will just be an area that's easily accessible to phoebes like me, you know, who can't get around so good anymore. And then, so that one will be the handicapped area, or the, you know, disabled area, will be the closest to the gate, the closest to the asphalt and concrete, the one closest to leaving the park or getting to the facilities. And we'll do a, you know, like I said, 3 regular stalls and then 1 handicap porta potty. Job site, Johnny. Plenty of water will be provided. We'll have cases and cases of ice water there. We'll have, like I said, chests filled with lunchtime snacks. People are going to be able to fill up at breakfast and be set until lunchtime. And then it's just like a, you know, ham and cheese, bologna, you know, turkey and Swiss, whatever. We'll just have a shitload of just deli sandwiches made, right? And right after breakfast, the cook people will go right into making sandwiches, and they'll make sandwiches until we get a cooler full of sandwiches. And then it's the rest of the day is boating, biking, hiking, touring, sitting around listening to music. There's going to be any number of things to do during the day for different groups of people, depending on who wants to do what. And then everybody shows up in the evening to eat. And then after dinner, we do drawings, we do presentations, we do slideshows, memorial videos, group photo, and then we do our live music and our partying, and then we do different stuff in between the live music, because they'll be playing for, I think he said it's an hour on and then 20 off, and then an hour on and then 20 off and then an hour on. So we get 3 hours in a 4-hour block, which is pretty damn good. Yeah, figuring a regular concert's only about 2.5 hours max. So, one of the nights, right, is going to be, now I'm gonna have the entertainment there. Hopefully, the entertainment is going to be there for the whole weekend. I'm pretty sure that, barring some kind of, we got a great gig and we need to be there that Friday night or that Sunday night, barring something like that, we should have Thieves Like Us, the 80s and pop synth pop tribute band. We should have them for the whole weekend. They should show up, set up a campsite, and party with us Friday, party with us Saturday, get up and perform Saturday, and then party with us Sunday, and then go home Sunday or Monday, right? So they're going to be there the whole weekend. The Tommy Tom Show, who I just got for this thing, they live in Hemet. They're local. So I'm hoping that we can, if we can't get them to come and camp for the whole thing, we can at least get them to come over every night and hang out, right? Because what I would like to do is get a Sunday night full on everyone up on stage kind of thing, right? And since if we've got everybody there for 3 days, well, let's say for 2 days, then we've got at least one whole day, right, during Saturday and maybe Sunday to figure out, look, you guys could probably figure out 1 or 2 songs, if not more, that you would all know, right? And these won't be the only musicians, right? I'm hoping that that my friend John is able to put together a little super group of locals who that went to school with us, right? Guys that we grew up with, girls and guys that we went to school with, in a super group backed up by a couple of other groups, right? Would that be not phenomenal, right? Yeah, we know that song. Okay, well, let's do that one, and then let's do this one, and we can all do this song, and until they'll write a little set list, and they'll, sit and practice it in little groups for, a few minutes, and bada bing. And so there will be other people there. I'm hoping that my friend David's going to be there, my friend Bush. Hopefully I can get a few of these open micers to come and hang out and party, and just kind of be there to do what they do, get Trip and Celise and Shalise, sorry, and the W's, and yeah, just get a bunch of different people down there, because when it all comes down to it, we're all going to be there for the same reason, to hang out and get to know each other again. That's it. My God, I haven't seen you in like 50 years, bro. What have you been doing? Oh, that's hot. Hot. Calendar, ink, right? I need to come up with ink. I need to come up with the first pages of a calendar for this year, the remaining part of this year, or find an 18-month calendar that's got October, November, and December on it, or a 20-month. It'd be great to find something with this year and next year on it. But I'll probably have to print something out. I'll probably just print out each month on a page for a notebook with nice big squares, kind of like my planner, right? My planner is pretty good. It's got squares where I can write in stuff, right? And my God, he plans a lot of shit. Yeah, these are my shows. So if I get something like that, specifically for the event, where I can keep track of all the information, guest lists, entertainment, contact information, the budget, it's a big undertaking. So I need to start getting more and more organized. And then every week, I need to get something accomplished. And get somebody on a job, get somebody thinking about something, remind somebody about something, catch up with somebody about something, Like I said, I'm going to need somebody out there in Elsinore thinking about stage materials, thinking about barbecues, generators, a big giant synthetic lawn. And all of these things are easily acquired if we work at them ahead of time. We don't want to wait till the last minute for anything. We want to have it set up months in advance and call every so often and say, hey, I'm just checking to make sure that we're still good for this day. Everything's good on our end. We can't wait to get that over to our thing and set it up, right? So it'd have to be like that. Bouncy castle, playground, that kind of thing, that's in the mix. We're thinking about that. So if you're thinking about, well, should I bring my grandkids? Should I bring my kid and their kid? Yeah, you should. You should bring everybody. Just don't bring your dog. Don't bring your pets, okay? If you're going to stay somewhere, an Airbnb, or you're going to rent a trailer to park in the campground, and you can do that. You can get a full hookup trailer, have it brought over and set up so that when you arrive, you just open the door and walk in like an Airbnb, right? And it's already running, everything. The fridge is cold, the air conditioner's on, right? And there's a place for your dog. You leave your dog in the trailer, nice and comfy and cozy, watching the TV, and you do your partying, and then you go back at night and walk your dog. That's the way we're going to do that. Otherwise, you got to board your dog nearby or something like that, because we can't. There's going to be too many other things to deal with, and we don't want people's animals taking them away from us. We want to be greedy. We want all of our time together. We don't want people running off because they got, oh, I got the schedule and I got to do this. Like, fuck your schedules, fuck your shit, you know. Put everything else on hold and come and stay here for 4 days, 3 nights, and have a freaking ball with everybody, you know. We don't need to sit around drinking booze or getting high the whole fucking time, right? Sure, you can run off and do that on occasion, but don't let that take you away from getting together with everyone, right? Leave it at home if you can't control yourself. Just decide, you know what, it's going to be a 7-Up weekend. Do that. Keep those memories up here. You know, not other people telling you, man, you should have seen what you did. I don't want to know. We don't want that. That was, 30 years ago. Let's have a good time and let's all remember what happened. You know, I don't want anybody to get carried out to the drunk tank, because if that's where you're going when you get there, that's where you're going to wind up, the drunk tank. Because if you won't cooperate and just go sleep it off, then be forewarned that you will be gaffled up and chucked in the drunk tank. Sorry, officer, we love this guy, and but he's out of control. Can you just lock him up for the night and we'll come pick him up in the morning? There you go. It's going to be a family thing. We don't need all of that. Sure, you can go have your beer. Run over to the tent, have a beer, have a cigarette, hit off your pipe or whatever. Your crack pipes and your beer bongs need to stay at home. That's it. Easy peasy. I don't intend on, if I bring a bong, it's going to be for a giveaway and it's going to be up on the stage as set decoration. And that's it. We're not going to be up there doing, all right, who can do it? The biggest bong hit. It's not going to be at that now. Now, 30, 40 years ago, oh, hell yeah, it would have been that for sure. But not now. I like how he talks about not doing drugs and then he takes a bong hit. Well, it ain't about, this isn't, the event's not about me, So I'm not going to be there to do bong hits. I'll have a tent and a van. I'll have my own little camp set up, right? And if I want to light an incense at my camp, take a couple of hits on the sly and be cool so I'm not invading anybody else's airspace, right? Cool. I don't want somebody upwind to me smoking cigarettes, right? Constantly puffing on a big old dog rocket. That would be annoying. So my plan is to have the camps set up so that we've got our own little space. We're close enough to go, howdy, neighbor. And we'll have a little smoking area / beer garden set up in a spot that can see the stage. You can still see your kids, but they can't really see you over there, hitting it up with your old buds. So there's that. And I'm going to, go in and look at get a picture of one of the satellite photos of that spot, mark it off on a grid so that I know how many square feet we're dealing with, and then I'll decide, okay, look, here's the stage, here's the lawn, here's how much room we have around that, here's how big the campsites are going to be, here's where the kitchen is going to be. We're going to have maybe up on the hill behind the kitchen where you can see over the kitchen and look down onto the stage and the lawn. We'll have a smoking beer garden set up there that's way back, and then maybe have an upper lawn, right? If we get enough, we'll do a lower lawn and then an upper lawn. And the upper lawn will have, a beer garden, an enclosed area, a canopy, some chairs, table, but mainly an enclosed place with a 5 or 6, probably a 5-foot high, or maybe just like a 4-foot high little fence around it so that people are within it. A little bit of screening here and there, maybe some lattice or something. I'm going to hopefully be able to give a few specific jobs to people and say, look, this is kind of what we're looking for. Can you gather materials and maybe try to set it up in your yard at some point and see what it looks like? And let's do this. and kind of figure that out. If we take two canopies, swing them together, and then put two benches in the canopies and then two benches out of the canopies, right? And then enclose that whole area somehow, and it might be to set up metal fence stakes, string cable between them, and then attached to the cable hang sheets of lattice wired to the cable and wired to the fence posts. Have the fence posts 8 feet apart so that we can slip in a piece of lattice, a sheet of lattice at 4 feet high, and tie it to the fence post, tie it to the top wire, tie it to a bottom wire, maybe tie it to a central wire, and hang lattice around a square, right? So it's like, okay, who's doing a project? Who's going to have, 25 sheets of lattice that they can let us borrow so that we can set this up and then unwire it, pull the stakes, and say, here's your stuff back, right? Who owns construction equipment who can lend us a big giant generator / light pole, right? We'll pay for the diesel. We'll give you tickets and shirts, right, for donating. Can you help us out? Like I said, back to the stage. I'd like to get the stage set up so that when you walk up onto the stage, you feel like you're in someone's room from back in the 80s, I'd like to get the stage carpeted with some shag carpet. I'd like to get a couple of bean bags, some chairs, one of those big wooden spools for cable, for a table, some cinder blocks and boards for records and a stereo, a little dresser so we can put on some more decorations, lava lamp and whatnot. I'd like to get the backdrop there so that on the backdrop we can light up wood paneling and posters on the wall, right? And then maybe it changes from heavy metal to new wave, right? And then, so now that's a new wave room, right? The room can stay the same, but now we get different posters on the walls, and now it goes to mod, and then it goes to punk, right? So we're kind of representing the different cliques, R&B, rap, and just kind of, all of a sudden the room has changed, That'd be cool. I'd like to get a disco ball hanging somewhere with some good lights on it. String lights along the lawn, all the way around the lawn, all the way to the stage. Yeah, there'll be a camping area right next to the stage. 2 camping areas right next to the stage. Those will be reserved for the performers, and their vehicles will be parked next to the stage and next to their camping. So there'll be a whole area there for their specific stuff. If they've got a van, they can have their banner and logo on the van, whatever. Their equipment and stuff is right next to the stage and right next to their camping. And they're the closest in. They're the furthest away from the gate, right on the water. So they're in the safest spot for their equipment. Because like I said, I want them to stay the whole weekend. It's a family thing, and I want them to feel like they're first and foremost their family. They're also hired gun entertainers, but they're family. And the longer they're there, the more opportunity they have to interact with the other entertainment and try to create something big for the last night. Right? Sunday night should be huge. All right? The entertainment should start at around 6, right? And it should start with the entertainment that we have for that evening, and then it should roll into follow-up entertainment from the other 2 nights. They should come out and they should do a couple of songs, and then at the end, everybody gets up together, fingers crossed, everybody gets up together and does a few songs and then does one song that is going to be our song, right? And we're going to have a poll. What's going to be our song? And if it's not a one song, then we have to decide on a few songs, and then we have to have someone create a medley. You musicians out there. So it's big stuff, big time. We're talking it's going to be like attending the Academy Awards, right? Live from Elsinore, California. It should rival the MTV party. All right, it should be that big. It should be something where we're going to have to turn people away, or people are going to have to watch from outside the fence. Right? That's how it's going to have to be, because we're going to plan this thing for probably no more than 400 people in the and it's only going to be about 40 campsites. Right? Max. And that's if we can shoehorn that many in there. And then it's wherever else other people can stay, right? If it looks like we've got so many more people coming to this event for the event, then the landscape of the event will change. There will be less camping within the event and more people space. We'll triple the size of the lawn, increase the amount of food trucks, have canopies set up, but no overnight camping. This is only for the event. There will only be a handful of people camping on site, and those are the people volunteering to put the thing on, right? People who are working the gates, security, the medical people, all of the entertainment, all of the regular staff, myself and everybody else the construction crew, whoever's working on it and is responsible for maintaining it, they will be staying on site, and everybody else will be camping elsewhere. The adjoining campgrounds, the campgrounds on site, Airbnbs, motels, yada yada. Staying with friends locally, that's a thing. Stay with friends. Hey, I hate that person now. We spend a day together. So, yeah, there's, and I see the face of the venue changing, depending on how many people attend and what's going on, and pretty much population. The ticket sales go past 200, and camping goes past 30 campsites. Right? And even that's pushing it, right? I'm thinking it's going to be like 20 campsites, and everything else is going to be day use, right? So if you show up and you're not staying, you're staying elsewhere, and you're just showing up for the daily's events, right? You're showing up at breakfast, and you're leaving after the music stops and after the party is quelled. Right? Then you're just paying for a day use ticket. Because we're going to be staying after hours for a day use. We're not some people won't be camping, but they'll be staying there until like midnight, right? In that case, the daily ticket price will be more than a regular day camping at the West Marina, which is, I think, only like $10 or $15 or something for you to show up in your car and stay for the day and fish and then go home. And it's like you got to leave at like sundown or something. So it'll be a little bit more. It'll be like $20 to stay for the day. Like, let's say that. Like $20 to show up, stay for the day. You can stay all day and all night, but you got to have that pass that says I'm allowed to be here. And we'll print up tickets and passes. Wristbands. Wristbands are going to be important. We're going to have to buy a lot of wristbands. You're going to have a wristband to get in, and you'll have to have a separate wristband for drinking, which means that you're not necessarily drinking in public, but if you're going to be in the beer garden, or if you're going to be caught with alcohol or some kind of marijuana on you, that you're going to be able to prove that you're, that you're of age. Because like I said, family event. People can do what they want. If we don't have on-site camping for people to go to their campgrounds, you can walk out. I got a wristband. I'm going out to my camp. Or you go up to the beer garden, You come back in. If you got a beer, you got to walk over to the beer garden, finish your beer before you can go down to the thing, right? And there'll be 2 entrances. You're drinking, go to the beer garden. You're going to smoke, go to the beer garden. All right? And if you're just walking in, go down to the grass, down to the lawn. The lawn. You got chairs, you got a blanket, right on. I mean, we'll have that lawn set up so that even during the day, when it's just boating, people are out on the lawn with blankets, playing with their kids, drying off, taking a nap, whatever, And we'll have, hopefully, because I'm going to put the call out to people for a couple of boats, for like water skiing, tubing. I want somebody to do some tubing. I need somebody who's going to haul an inner tube around and let people go tubing. Just right there offshore, Sure, you got to go to it one way around the lake or whatever that direction is. But right there offshore, we should be able to float out on a boat and drag somebody around for a few minutes on an inner tube. Or somebody can hop on some skis and go to town. So we need that set up. We need life jackets, water skis, waterboard, that kind of crap. And a pontoon party boat. If someone has one of those and wants to dump it in the water and bring it over, so we can have that aspect, because that's a place where people can go drink, right? You want to drink, get your 6-pack and go out on the boat, swim it out to the boat, and go sit out there with the other partiers. That'd be cool. I'd do that. It's like, okay, we're going to make a circuit. Who wants to go out and do a circuit around the lake on the pontoon? And they go out for an hour and they do a drive around the lake. And they can do it, 2 or 3 times, 4 times during the day before the event. And then park it out on the water there so they can view the event from the side of the stage or from the back, because that canopy that I want to have behind the backdrop, I want it to have it porous enough so that you can see through it from the back and project stuff on it from behind and from the front. I'd like to have a couple of different projectors on the front aiming stuff at it, and a projector from the back aiming stuff at it, so that we can get a few different things going on, get some kind of visuals. I'm going to come up with a whole bunch of graphics to blast up there. I'll be using this live thing here. My campsite will probably be right there at the stage. I think we'll have a couple of camps there for entertainment, and we'll have a couple of camps there for myself and other staff. And I'll be, diligently trying to get friends of mine to come and help out in exchange for, shirts and tickets and brotherly love, that kind of thing. Because I think we can really pull this off, I think really, really pull it off well. Yeah, so my list of information has grown. I've got a couple of brochures from a couple of places. There are a few other professional campground type places that are in consideration, but the West Marina is pretty much high up in the running. Yeah. There's no tractor work that needs to be done. Everything's really flat. It's a little lumpy. We might scrape an area off to put a lawn. My stomach just said. But the lawn is like the lawn and the stage are the central focal points of this whole event, right? What do you need a lawn for? It's you don't understand. If you're asking why we need a lawn, then you just don't get it. We need a gathering place, one big giant rectangular area, right? Where everybody set up their own little canopies for the event, right? And we're all there with each other with this great lawn between us for us all to come across and hang out, to lay out picnic blankets, to sit together, to play together, to talk together, so that there has to be a giant lawn. It doesn't have to be real, but it has to be there. We've got to have lights all the way around this thing and maybe strung down the middle as well, 20 foot by 20 foot with lights, and then another 20 foot by 20 foot. So we've got the 20 foot by 60 foot section of grass, lined with canopies and lighting all the way around. And if we've got canopies staked down together all the way along the sides, right, we can have poles. Okay, this corner here is where the corner of your canopy goes, and you can strap the bottom of your canopy to the bottom of that pole, and your canopy's not going anywhere. And yeah, we'll have big giant frickin' metal stakes to keep shit down. We'll stake down the lawn so people aren't tripping over the edges. Yeah, now it would be nice to be able to grow a lawn, but I would have to literally have someone in charge of that. Okay, look, we need to get a tractor over there, we need to scrape this off and smooth it out. And then have people fucking use it. Use the hell out of it. Because then it's going to pack it down. Right? Go over there, get a pump, right? And pump water out of the lake with a big giant fire hose and just hose that whole area down. And just pack it down, right? And then at some point, just seed the hell out of the place. Just run around with one of those things, right? And just keep filling it up and seed the hell out of it. And then come by once a week and just fire hose that fucking thing with a pump from the lake. The water's right there, And just, a month ahead of time, just start throwing down grass seed. Because a lot of people camp around the edges. So you got this whole portion in the middle of that field out there where nobody's driving. It's just all lumpy. Just throw down some grass seed. If it's going to be lumpy, let's just make it a big lumpy lawn. I could go for that. Otherwise, it's going to be somebody finds cheap or donates a big giant synthetic lawn. Or we go to a rental place and we rent, party rental and get a fake lawn. Now, if we're going to do that, then we might think about doing a tall canopy and put the stage in there, right? Or a tall canopy and have the kitchen just outside the tall canopy and have tables and chairs set up in there. I don't think we're going to do an indoor anything. I think we're going to do everything outdoors. The guy from Dennis from Thieves Like Us, he's like, you know what? If we have to do it inside, that's fine. But it sounds really great in August doing it right there on the lake, right? Just having the stage set up right there on the water, so that you can just get off the stage and just walk 3 feet to the water. Boom. Walk out onto a boat, take off. What a way to exit. Or you show up from a boat, take off your life vest, put on your guitar, and get on stage. Yee! So back to entertainment. Anybody who shows up and entertains will get a ticket, a shirt, and they'll get a small stipend, a small cash stipend, budget allowing, right? It's all about shirt sales. It's all about, if we've got 600 and some odd people invited then that's 600 and something potential T-shirt sales. Donations, T-shirt, monetary donations for T-shirts. You know, I'm going to have to write that up, a boilerplate stipulation that the only way to get a shirt or a ticket is by donation. Nothing's for sale. There's nothing here that is for sale. Everything here is going to be for donation, just to raise money for this event. That's it. Right up until the event and during the event. During the event, we'll be raising money for the same event. Any money that's left over at the end of the event will be rolled over into the following year. All right? And the following year doesn't necessarily mean another event. It could just mean yearbooks and follow-up event literature and shirts and merchandise. I was, here. More people are ordering. I was here than they did at the thing, so now we've got to print more. We've got to have this going on. Sure. Merchandise is going to be important to raise money. Period. So we've got to come up with a way of doing merchandise for as cheap as possible. But I want, this is a really good shirt that Bush got from T's Shirts out here in Yucca Valley, right? There's Bush's silhouette there holding a sign. And it says, "Hello, my name is," and you can actually write in here your name or a message, something on the sign, right? He said, "Well, just stick my business card there." And I'm like, "You're a genius, Bush." So these are really nice Gildan, is that how you pronounce that? Gildan or Gildan T-shirts. All right, really nice, good, 100% cotton, strong, durable, good stitching, right? So we need to have really good shirts, and we need to have really good screen printing. And then we can get a really good donation. Stickers. They make stickers as well. They do banners. They do all kinds of stuff here. So they're probably going to be my go-to place because they're locally, and they're friends of Bush. Anybody's friend of Bush is a friend of mine. So I'm going to be working with them very closely as soon as I get out into the world. Probably soon, but I'm not going to be full force until this whole Vegas, the Killers, my birthday, and then ELO. Once all that is done, and then my daughter starts at the university at the end of the month. So there's a lot going on. But I'm putting everything of myself into this. As much as I'm putting into this channel now, I'm going to start putting into this event. And this channel will start to go back to more and more original content as summer wanes. Right now I'm in a non-creative mode because I'm not a summer guy anymore. It's too hot where I'm at. It's too bright. And I just have no motivation to do anything. It's not like I'm a summer or winter guy. I'm a temperature guy. I figured that out. I'm a temperature guy. I work better at a specific temperature. Unfortunately, out here in the desert, it's mostly not that temperature. I mean, I've got to wait until October, November, until I really get pumped up. And then it only lasts until about May, right? April, May, depending on the weather. And then it just gets too unbearable to even think about doing anything. I can think about heating up my coffee, though.
Now that's for sure.
For sure. So yeah, I went down as far as Wood Street on Grand Avenue. From Four Corners all the way down to Wood Street on Grand Avenue. Went to the Marine boat marine repair there. And then turned around and came back. Yeah. So I was on a mission yesterday. I mean, the first part of the mission was hanging out with the family, right? We went to the, had a nice drive down there. We went to the outlets, the Elsinore outlets, which is not a big deal anymore. It used to be a big deal back when it first popped up. Just every store in the world there. You can't find really, there's like Vans, Guess, Hot Topic, and I don't think there was anything else. There was probably one other one, Levi's, but that was it. And then most of the stores were empty. The other stores were like weird stuff, community stuff, thrift store, bookstore. Bookstore was closing up because the heat was unbearable. I guess they didn't have air conditioning in there. They were selling off everything, the books, the tables, the chairs, the shelves, the racks, everything. I'm like, I wish I could afford to get a bunch of these DVD racks, right? That would be great. Because I've got I could fill up a little video store. DVDs and VHS and Betamax. And then, of course, if you add in the LPs and the 8-tracks and there's just so much media, films. Yeah, so I could have a nice little media room, just wall to wall, everything, 2 shelves all the way around the room, along the bottom of LPs, a whole wall, 1 shelf all the way across of 45s, another wall of 78s, and then above that, double LPs and 45s would be VHS and Betamax, and then DVDs. I mean, it would just, and then a wall of 8-tracks and cassettes and reel-to-reels. I've even got a few 4-tracks. The different videotapes that I have. Oh, it would just be a bizarre looking room, It would just be really, and then have 1 wall, right, with all of the audio and video equipment on it. TVs and monitors and players and editors and reels and just the works. God, it would just be a bizarre looking room. Be a nice museum piece, right? So lately I've been turning on my camera and editing, or mixer, video mixer, and one of my cameras is going wonky into my mixer, and then I unplug it, plug it back in, and then my mixer reads it correctly, right? This camera that we're on now, it's white, it's washed out with white right now because I've got this light, fluorescent light turned on, and I have paper hanging in front of the light itself so it doesn't shoot a glare off my forehead, and that's kind of why it's kind of got a washed out white. I hear dogs out there squawking. There's always somebody squawking about something. What are you going to do, I really dig this shirt. And it's not a silhouette. It looks like a silhouette from there, but I can actually see his hat and his face and his shorts and his shoes, his hands. I can see little pink hands there. His socks, the color of his legs, the hair on his legs. I mean, it's a really good screen printing job. And this right here is so smooth, you could probably use a dry eraser on it and change it, right? Or use a washable ink marker so that when you wash it, you can change it out again, right? In fact, maybe we should look into that, Bush. Maybe we should look into getting you packs of washable markers that you can say, here, this is what you write your name on here with, and then it washes off. You can take a rag and you can just clean it off and then throw it into the wash. Bada bing.
Bada bing. Bing, bang, boom.
That's so cool. So yeah, we need to investigate, find out what kind of pen would work across that. And that would be real easy. Go to the screen printing place, have them print out a little square of this material, this ink, this paint, and then just try different pens on there. Let's try this pen, this pen, this pen, this pen. Okay, we're going to wash this one off. This one, this one. Oh, this one comes off halfway. Oh, this one comes off really good. Let's use this pen. There you go. Research done.
Who is this guy? Tell him to shut up and, geez, smoke something. Jeez. Holy hell.
Yeah, I'll second that motion. Man, it's 7 o'clock already. Really? Have I really been doing this for 2 hours already? I've been up since 4:30. I got up late. Usually I'm up at 4, on out here by 4:20 or 4:30. No, it wasn't technical difficulties. It was my own difficulties. Too much pain. Not enough sleep. What am I going to do today? Go back to bed until my daughter wakes up and my wife gets home, and then go over to the t-shirt place maybe? That would be the smart thing to do, since I really need the rest. You know, get something to eat, get a good buzz going, get bored watching something on TV, and then just go. Yeah, I could really do that. I need some snore time. I need some drool time. My daughter's really good at notes. She said my handwriting is so bad today. Can you read that? I'm like, come on, that's way better than mine. You actually have letters. I got scrawl. I got squiggle. Yeah, I can read that really good. Easy peasy. Easiest peasiest. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad I had her to... She's a great co-pilot. She's just... You ask her for directions, and she just starts saying, all right, 1.5, okay, 1.3. And you got to let her know, okay, I know where I'm going. I just need to... But she's just like, whatever you need, I'm right here. You know, you need a napkin, you need a drink, you need a straw, you need a... You know, you want a burrito. You need a gas station, I'll tell you where there's a gas station. Get off here, go a block this way. Yeah, fucking A. So I'm really hoping I can get her there for the event next year. It's a year away, and she's at university, so she may decide to, at some point, she may decide to do a summer so that she doesn't have to do her extra semester in the fall. She may decide, you know what, I want to go on and do master's degree, and I want to get this out of the way so that in the fall I can start, after I do my bachelor's, I can just go right into the master's. That's possible. And so therefore she may next year or the year after, the next summer or the summer after, she may take a summer class. So we'll see. Or she might do 2 summers and make it easy on herself. But I don't know, we'll see. She's really a professional student, right? She knows exactly what she's doing. And if she doesn't, she knows how to get answers. So there's a good chance that she's just going to keep going down this road, right? And just do the school thing, rather than go out into the workforce and start that whole way of life, because she hasn't done that yet. She hasn't had a job other than helping mom and dad with our jobs. So she really needs to either stay in school until she's all done with that, or get enough schooling in her that she can go out and get the job, And I know that this way of thinking has a little bit of fantasy involved, my own, but realistically, isn't that the way it is, right? The more you know, the better your education, the better your future, right? So it's all about staying in school as long as she can, as long as she can tough it out, as long as we can afford to just keep her there, as long as she can afford to get that financial aid and get scholarships and all of that, then she needs to do that now while she's young and while she can and while she's desirable to the schools. Because really smart young people are really desirable to schools. They want people they can graduate. They don't want to bring people in who are iffy, like me. I went in and spent 2.5 years out at this local college and did not graduate. I wound up several credits from graduating by way of math and history, right? Too much brain work. And had I been going to the school specifically to graduate, I never would have gotten straight A's, right, in every single class. And I knew that well, sure, you knew it, so that's why. I hate that argument. No, I mean, you know, right? There's some things that you can, and there's some things that no matter what you do, you just can't do it. And because of certain situations from the past, I know that it's defeatist to try and attempt it, right? Why not circumvent that and go do something else? Find a go-around. So my go-around was to do education for myself, not for a degree. And I got way more out of it than I had when I tried to do it the 10 years before that for a degree, and I got nothing out of it. I got F's and D's and C's, and not many C's. And then flunking out of college in my 30s, it was really hard to get financial aid to go back to college in my 40s, right? It's like they're looking at my stuff going, dude, you got a lot of F's here. You're going to have to test in to our school. And if you don't test well, you ain't coming in. Of course, I test well because I use common knowledge when I test. When I test, I don't use book learning because book learning don't get me anywhere. And my brain don't hold on to book learning. So I just have to use common knowledge, basics, common sense. Of course, that's probably different than most. By the way people drive, I can assume that to be true. So this college was fun. I had a blast out here. I did really, really well. Got along with most of my instructors, all but one. And had a blast. Learned a lot. Learned a lot that I still utilize every day. Especially from a couple of my classes. And most of it was art. Most of it was art related. You know, I did some of the important classes, computer stuff, and some of the other requirements, but I didn't get into the heavy duty scholastic stuff, math and history, which is the heavy duty stuff for me. History I love, but it's always memorizing, and I cannot memorize shit, right? Math is just a no. It's just a Ain't ever happened, ain't ever gonna happen. I'm not a numbers guy. I am, but just not the way they want me to be. When I'm asked algebra, pre-algebra. Those questions, when I'm asked in the form of a written question, a sentence, if this and this and that were to this, then what would this be to that, right? Then I can usually common sense myself into a correct answer. When they start giving me X and Y plus, fuck that bullshit. That's made up so that some other asshole can feel more intelligent than anyone else. We're mathematicians, and we know how to do these certain formulas, and so therefore we're better than you. It's like, fuck you. That's what I always got from the instructors. Oh, you can't do math. You're a moron. Fuck you. Yeah? Can you go out and build me a fucking house? Well, you're a moron too then. I can. Why can't you? Well, math is, you can't do it without math. Fuck you. Yeah, you can. You just can't, you don't have to use your kind of fucking math to build a house, Sure, engineers need to know math. Do they need to know, everything? Fuck no. Once again, they just need to know what the fuck they're doing with their trade and their formulas,
What the hell's he talking about now?
I don't know. I'm starting to get lost in myself. I need my purse. Here's my purse. Let's see. Here's my wallet and my little notepad, my little glasses repair kit, my body spray, some more keys, glasses, lighter, my little toothpick container. The Pioneer Hotel and Gambling Hall in Lakeland, Nevada, toothpick holder. Very cool. I don't remember who gave that to me. Was it Mary? Was it my wife? And a bunch of change. Receipts. Just the usual crap. Do I have any money left? God, I spent way too much money yesterday. Oh my gosh. Trying to gather money together, just going to Vegas and stuff. I got enough doobage to, put me to sleep at night, so that's not a problem. Be hanging out with my daughter for the next couple of days, so it's it's going to be it's pain management. It's not like I'm going to go there and party, right? More than likely, we'll spend a lot of time in the room resting, right? Sleeping in, because we'll get there kind of late. We'll have to show up in Vegas and eat something and check in and then go right to bed. And then while we do have the whole day before the concert, the Killers, she likes to stay up late and sleep in. So more than likely, we're going to do some form of sleeping in, or at least she will. I don't sleep well in strange places. So I'm going to take with me 2 of my own pillows for my head, because if I have 2 of my own pillows under my head and have my own blanket pulled up over me, I'm more likely to go to sleep easier, right? If I have a strange blanket, the weight of a strange blanket, the feel of a strange blanket, If I don't have the right padding under my head and my neck and my shoulders, I'm done for. So I have to bring at least my 2 head pillows. That's it. Body pillows, I just need something to throw my arm on, put a leg on, right? Because I sleep on my side. I think my daughter got us 2 beds. 2 queens or a king or something like that. Unfortunately, she snores. Since she was a little girl, little baby, I could never sleep next to my daughter as a baby, because after about 3 or 4 years old, she'd snore. And it would wake me up, not the snoring. The snoring was fine. It was when she would stop snoring in the middle of the night. She'd be all night long, she'd be... And the silence would wake me up. And I'd have to go over and look at her and push her. I would do the same thing with my wife, right? If she would stop snoring, I would wake up and have to push her to make her start snoring again, or at least to see her eyes flutter, or a little body movement or something, right? It's just one of those ticks in me where if you stop doing something, I'm going to wonder why. Why'd you stop? Are you okay? I know, Bessie. Kind of weird. Man, I can't believe it's almost 7:30. I guess when I'm done here, I should put together a disc, a thumb drive, with graphics, reunion graphics. Reunion graphics. Stuff that I want to use to come up with t-shirt designs, right? So photos of stuff, photos of t-shirts, any graphics that I have already set up, I need to get those on here. And then I need to come up with some other photographs of different places, things that I couldn't get yesterday, certain markets. I need, and what I really need is to get on the Elsinore group and find graphics through people, right? It's like, all right, people, I need pictures of this and this and this and this. Hook me up. And then set up a Dropbox for photos and videos and audio, right? Because I'm sure somebody is going to have audio of something. Old radio stuff, an old mixtape, their band jamming back in the day. I need that stuff. I need that music to go with videos that I have to create for the event. We're going to do a lot of yearbook videos, throwback videos, slideshows, memorial videos, and we need music for that. I would prefer to use not just music from our period, but music from our period done by our own people. Right? Right? Oh my gosh. So that's important. So I'm going to have to set up some kind of Dropbox for that. Get some kind of one of my tech buddies to figure out how to do this. And I may have to get with one or two of these guys from one of these acts, or one of my new contacts, and say, look, can you send me, instructions, or walk me through it? Because I'm not a watch a video and do it guy. I'm not a here's a list of instructions. It has to be like literally no bullshit involved. Open up this, click on this, go here, look for this thing here, and get this app, install this app. Once this app is installed, open it and do this, and then follow these steps. Do this, click on that, go here, select accessories, file name, drop down, click, click, click. It has to have every single little step in order for me to follow it. I can't do the watch this YouTube video and it'll show you how. Then I gotta have two things open at once and pause, and my brain doesn't work like that. And trying to shoehorn in more methods and more information and more learning. I got enough in my head right now. I don't need any. I need somebody who's already got that shit in their head to say, this is how it's done, or let me take care of that for you, and I'll send you the link to what I set up, right? Somebody set me up something and send me a link and put me as a moderator or a host or something like that. I'd love to get more people on as hosts for this event so that I've got more people interacting on the event's behalf, right? There are a couple of key people that I really want to say, okay, look, we're at this point, I need you to start taking over just people, right? Your sole job is to contact everybody on the invited list or everybody on the coming list and make sure that they're coming and get them on my list. And then all of the people that are interested, talk to each one of those people or send out blanket texts to these people and find out what they want to do. Talk them into it. Or not talk them into it, but talk them into a yes or no. Right? Okay, well, we need to have a yes or no, a hard yes or a hard no, or a soft no. No, but I really want to go and I'll try to be there. Whatever. And then get in touch with many of those invited people and, say, hey, look, this is serious. It ain't no bullshit. There's a lot of people involved in this, and they're all us. Us. That's what it is. It's us. It's like an us festival, right? It is an us festival. It's all about us. Yeah. It's a festive us. Shut up. Making me crazy. More coffee? Nah, I gotta go. I got a half an hour left. That's just enough time to get loaded and eat something and get ready to go back to sleep for a little while. I probably got 3 hours sleep last night. I didn't leave open mic until 10:30. Didn't get home till almost 11. And then I had to eat something because it was so late. I had to sit in bed and eat 3 graham crackers and a little bit of juice so that I didn't go to sleep with my stomach going, you dummy. And then, of course, that gave me a little boost of sugar energy. So I laid propped up in bed so that I didn't get any... I put on Monsters vs. Aliens, of course, because that's a good sleeping pill movie for me. So I went in about 5 minutes into it and put on my sleep timer and then opened the door and let the dogs in and out and told my daughter, can you deal with these dummies? They're killing me. And then I laid down, and then at some point I actually laid down flat and got some good sleep for about 2 hours. And then as we got closer to waking up at 4, I slept less and less. Got up twice between 2 and 4 to take a freaking leak. And then at 4 o'clock, I was up before the alarm. The alarm went off. And then I laid there anticipating the snooze, and then the snooze went off. And then I laid there not wanting to get up again, and then decided, oh, fuck it, I better get up. And I got up at a little after 4:20. But I didn't get on, my gosh, until like 4:40, which is pretty late. Usually by 4:30 I'm on doing a pre-show thing, doing a warm-up, trying to make sure my stuff is working right. Lately it's been doing pretty good, ever since the update and reinstall and all that. But I'm sure it'll hit me again. As soon as I come back from... Actually, it'll probably happen today. I'm sure I'll try to go live this evening, and it'll be a nope. I'll have to redo everything again. Usually about once a week. Yep. Added a few more movies to my list of films to upload onto the channel. We're going to start thinning out a lot of the borrowed content and start working in more original content. I got the urge to create a bunch of music videos and put a bunch of my friends on the channel doing their music, and then links to their stuff, right? Because everybody's got some link. So if I could do some more of that and get some of my own music going on the channel as well, and some of the old videos, the old audio stuff, some more slideshows and videos of that, that's where it's at. So I'm going to be spinning, as soon as we get a little further into fall, things start to cool off a little bit, I'm going to start to pick up on the original content again. I've just had to get away from it. It's too much for my head. If I work too much at it, it starts to become predictable and planned and contrived. And I don't want that. I want to do it feeling like I want to do it, not feeling like I have to do it. Like, I never feel like I have to do this show. I love to do this show. If I'm not doing this show, I'm sitting here talking to myself for 3 hours. So, the nighttime show, I have to do that show. I cannot stay away from it. It's that much fun. There's another thing. I need to come up with more commercials, more news, more music. I'm going to have to probably take a computer with me. Maybe I just won't. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna take anything with me having to do with anything here other than my phones, so that I can keep up with what's going on and do what I got to do with these little devices, Mainly communication and mapping. That's pretty much what I use the phones for. Finding things, getting around, contacting people. That's about it. I don't like to use it for a whole lot of that other crap, apps and social media. And I don't think I have any apps that I use on my Apple phone. I don't think I do any app stuff on my Apple phone. I've got a few apps on my old phone that I use via Wi-Fi and hotspot, but those apps are like YouTube, social media where I share YouTube stuff, and stream a couple of streaming channels so I can watch things, watch YouTube, watch Netflix, and that's all I do on that phone. And I don't do much of the social media stuff. I swipe for about 10 or 15 minutes a day. Max an hour, and that includes toilet time, and message time, and searching out specific things. I'm constantly picking this up and spell checking myself because some of my programs don't spell check. Oh shit! How do you spell this word? Tisw. Don't be a smart ass. DON'. Shut up. SHUT. So there's that. So I really don't need to take anything with me other than these two phones and their chargers, and probably a note. Well, my little notebook, right? Because I can jot down stuff in there. It's kind of a bummer to have to do it on the phone because I got to open shit up and then type on the phone. It's easier just to pull out a thing and scribble. It really is. In fact, I got to take my little scribble pen, little itty bitty scribble pen, so I can do it easier. Fits into a pocket. Bada bing bang boom. Bing bang boom, baby. Yeah, and then what I'll probably do is I will, every once in a while, I'll leave one of these cards somewhere. And let me see, can I block out my phone number on this card?
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Or will it work? Let me try it with this red here. No, it just highlights it. So the red Sharpie is not going to work. I don't even think the black Sharpie will work. I'll have to dig one up. We'll have to dig one up to cover up my phone number, right? And then leave my card every once in a while, you know, on a table, drop it on a floor, drop it in an elevator, stick it somewhere. And then people will be like, who the fuck is this dude? Oh my God. And then they'll show up and watch my channel and go, ugh, please. Why do people do this? Why do people do that? Just put themselves out there. It's like, why the fuck do I care? You know? It's not like anybody wants my life. Anybody want to live my life? You know? No. I ain't got shit. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. My peeps is people, but I ain't. I'm just this guy. I'm just this guy. I'm just this guy. 7:38. Wow. I can't believe this is like this. You know. This is crazy. What is this? Episode 76. August 12th. Oh yeah, it was my sister's birthday. Happy birthday on the 10th. Of course, that was on a, what was that, Saturday? Yeah, I wasn't live. And I don't send birthday messages to people. Not my thing. I'm just, I'm not a birthday kind of guy. If you wanna live your life on a schedule, go right ahead, no judging, but I don't want to do that. I don't need to keep track of how old I am, how many years have gone by, because that just leads to how many years you got left, right? I mean, I'm already in constant comparison to both my parents, and they're both dead already, you know, so how old am I compared to when they left? How quick does a year go by? So how much time do I have left? Not much. You know, I'm constantly thinking about my own mortality, you know, which of course leads most people to think about religion, which is fine. No judging. It's, you know, to each his own. It's not for me, once again. It's not my bag, not my thing. I like to deal with things on a different level, you know. And yeah, mortality, you know. You get so much time, and most people are using up their time being a slave to one thing or another, usually to money, which is why it's there, why they have credit in the first place. You know, how much credit was going on, how much stuff could you buy on time before they abolished slavery, right? Because it was never abolished. It was just altered, right? Most of the people who were freed back, you know, at the end of the Civil War were still slaves, right? They still had to deal with the bullshit they had to deal with before. They still had to be beholden to a massa because they had nothing else to do. A lot of them ran off to get away from it, but a lot of them just had to stay because they had no choice. They had nothing else. They couldn't go. You know. And so is that what's going on now? We have no choice. I got to keep that job, man. I hate that job. I hate those people. I hate that boss. But if I quit, I got a mortgage. I got 3 cars. I got a kid in college and one on the way. And you know, I got to pay for this insurance. I got to pay for so much insurance, homeowners insurance, car insurance, health insurance, you know. They just get you coming and going. And they get you hooked into being that slave. You got no choice. I'm no choice. I have to do this. And then it kills some people. It deadens them inside. It makes them commit suicide. It makes them lose their fucking mind. It makes them homeless. It makes them chuck it all and say, fuck it. I'd rather live in a ditch than to be beholden to all of these people and all of this responsibility. For what? What did it get me? It drove me fucking crazy. It gave me, all of these pills I had to take is what it did to me. I'm gone. Holy hell. So, yeah. What the hell was he talking about? I don't know. But my coffee's gone. And that's probably what I'm talking about. Yeah, the way the world has worked right now, it just creates this slavery mentality of having to. You have no choice. You got no choice. If you screw up, you lose everything, right? If you're not that. And they set you up. They make you think that you have to have this big fucking house and all of these cars and all of these things and surround yourself, and you have to wear these certain things. You have to dress and act, and if you go out to eat, you have to go to this restaurant here, but it costs more, and you got to put it on your card, and then your card gets maxed out, and it's just, there's this endless vicious cycle of spending beyond our means, right? And I did it. We did it for probably the first decade of our marriage. We had no choice. Why? Because we didn't allow ourselves any other choice. Society didn't. Corporate America, greed. It wasn't allowed. Until we decided, we don't have to live that way. We don't have to live the way that they want us to live so that they can profit off of us. We live the way that we live now, and if somebody profits off of us, it's because we allow it, not because they want us to. We're not just in line with everybody else. What line is this? I don't know, but everybody's here, right? So I saw the people getting in line, and I got in line because I didn't want to be left out. Well, where's the line go? I don't know. Are we buying something? I don't know. Are we getting in somewhere? I don't know. You got a ticket? I don't know. I'm waiting for somebody to come along and tell me what's going on. Do you know what's going on? That's what we do. Black Friday. We get in line at Black Friday. What's this line for? I don't know. I just got here and I got in line, and I'm hoping it's for the TV, but it might be for all that pallet of diapers over there for all I know. Totally. And it doesn't matter. We're going to buy it anyway. There was this Overstock, right? Overstock store at the outlet. And we walk in and it's like, what the hell is this? And it's these giant table troughs filled with crap. Unopened, boxed, unboxed items. Everything. 3 packs of notebooks. Rugs, decorations, towels. I mean, anything you could possibly think of that it would box up and throw on a table, there it was. Opened, returned, unopened, overstocked, just all kinds of stuff. And it's like, well, today's $5 for anything. Anything on the table is $5 each. And it's like, okay, so that means this $20 computer mat, big giant $20 computer rubber mouse mat, keyboard mat, that's only $5? Yeah. Well, that means that this 3-pack of little notebooks here is $5 too, and that's only worth $1. Well, on Wednesday it's $1 day, and it's like, oh, okay, so you have to be a regular shopper in order to really profit. And like all of these people in there, you have to walk down each aisle and go through each bin and look at each individual item in order to get the worthy items, right? And it's like, oh, this is too much work for me. This is for people who have to spend money, right? It's like, I've got an extra $100, I'm going to Overstock. What are you going to get? I don't know, but I'm going to get it. And I'm going to have my garage filled with shelves of crap that I'm never going to use until the yard sale comes up. And then I'll probably lose money then. I don't get it. Like the couponers. You're saving money, but half the shit's going to go bad before you can use it, right? Well, not the toilet paper. Oh, yeah, but what about those, those packs of food there? You're going to eat, 18 packs of fucking Twinkies before they go bad? Because they do go bad, believe me. The new Twinkies, they go horribly bad really quick. And that just means that they're not as preserved as the original ones, but it also means that they're crap. You put it in plastic. Plastic's not an oxygen barrier. Foil is, but plastic, no. The Twinkies do not last forever. Not the old ones, not the new ones. They just don't. Misnomer. Right? That's a myth. Crap. Got to take a lot of back roads going to Vegas, going through the Mojave, the way we used to go out to my father's place out on the preserve, and then up the back way to the 15 into Prim, and then into Vegas. So it says it's only a 3.5 hour drive from here. I remember it as being a 4.5, 5 hour drive, but maybe I'm thinking further in. So yeah. Hi, big face. So that should be fun. We'll take a nice cruise through the desert. I don't need to take a long or a short little, The great part is that there's nothing out there. There's nobody out there. It's the perfect place to just cruise, You don't have to go fast. You don't want to go fast. There's just, like, you're constantly like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, right? It's a great desert. And then once you get toward really in there and toward the other end of the drive through the preserve there, the forest, it is an actual forest. There's just, you can't see through all of the trees. There's so many Joshua tree. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So that'll be fun. I love a good drive, It hurts my back, it hurts my neck, it screws up my stomach because of the road food. But it's good for my soul. It's good for my psyche, I'm a driving machine. I love to drive. It's so much fun. I wish I could spend more time driving. I wish we lived in a big, giant motorhome and pulled a big, giant trailer with a place for a car. And we could just start that motorhome up and drive. And I could just drive and drive and drive. And then park. And then the family can hang out in the motorhome and slide everything out and make dinner. And I can go back into the trailer and do this in a room in a trailer that looks just like this. Right? Just a big open cargo trailer filled with this room here, and then have a motorhome where we live, and we just drive around, and I do my show, set up my portable live stuff, lock the jacks in place, and go live from wherever I'm at in the world, right? And just drive around. If it was like a lottery thing, or somebody said, hey, you know what? Here, go do your thing. That's all I would do from then on out. I would just travel. And then I would get one of those little things that you wear, and a camera follows you around wherever you're at. You have a camera stationary, and it's constantly following you and zooming in, And then you can get one of those drones that follows you around and records you, right? And then I could just do my shows like that. Do a video where I set these things to record, and I just go out and I have my little adventure. And then I go back and I put the video together and I post it. And then go live. And then download some educational films and upload those. And then create a music video and upload that. And just do that all day and all night. Every day. For the rest of my life. Not that it's going to last long, but it would be so much fun. All right, Bessie, I'm coming. I know you want to go back. All of a sudden, I'm getting more coffee. I got to get one of these shirts out of my bag here and stick it in the laundry because it came from a thrift shop. And this shirt here is one that I had to get. It's definitely it's a real MTV. It's got the MTV logo in here. So it's an MTV shirt. I don't know what year it is. Let's see if I can find a year on the tag, right? It's neat that it's got a tag. It's got a tearaway tag. It's still on here. And there's no label. Looks like it's been laundered, but I'm still going to throw it into the laundry. But it's a cool shirt. It's a cool. Could you hear me? I don't know. I have to chuck that in the laundry.
So anyways, orderly, Holmes. Orderly.
So we were in Elsinore yesterday, and we pulled into town. It was like my daughter and I were starving. So it's like, okay, there's a Wendy's. Let's go and let's grab anything. So we go to the drive-thru, and I turn to my wife and say, you probably want something different. She says, yeah, I don't want a burger. I don't want anything from Wendy's. And I said, well, there's a taco bar right there. I don't know what a taco bar is, but it's right there. You want to go check it out? She says, yeah, go check it out. So she goes over there, checks it, and she comes back with rice and beans and 2 crunchy birria tacos that have been dipped in the birria juice, right? And I'm like, oh, that looks really good. It smelled really good with the onions and the cilantro inside. And the beans were like my daughter's favorite. And so my daughter ate a cheeseburger. And then my wife finally gets back with her food. And my daughter's like, I'll have some of those beans. And she had some of the taco. And she's like, yeah, that's really, really good. And then we drive, we go around the corner from there, and there's an El Pollo Loco, and we're like, go! And my wife even said, well, what about El Pollo Loco? But we had no clue that there was one right there. And then my daughter's like, so if we're still around at dinner time, can we do El Pollo Loco on the way home? And of course we did, because we didn't leave town till like 5 o'clock or something. Like 4:30 or 5. So we went to El Pollo Loco. I scarfed down a burrito, and they're like, oh, why do you always do that? You're always like taking off before we're done. And they're lucky that I didn't just eat while driving, because I'm the California kid, right? And it's like, you know what? Because I want to get home. We have to get home. Not only are we got to get home to the dogs, but I need to be home. My back is killing me. And then, of course, at home, by the time I had gotten home, I had already talked myself into, by the time I passed David's house in Morongo Valley and got to where Bush stands out there with his sign, I was already talked myself into going to open mic. Because I haven't been in, 6 weeks, 2 months. It's got to be just like forever. And I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm not a going out type of guy. I'm not somebody who likes to go out and do stuff, especially alone, right? I'm like, I gotta have somebody with me, or I don't want to go. And this is one of those places where I can go by myself, because when I get there, hey, there's the guys, and it's really warms my heart to get there and have people look at me and go, hey, Michael, what's going on, dude? And to shake my hand and to have actual back and forth, that really is really, really nice. And I don't get a lot of that in my life. I've never gotten a lot of that in my life. Usually it's, I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? And it's somebody that I have to work with because we have the same job. It's not like I went out of my way to make this person my friend. They're an acquaintance that I work with. And I don't want to hang out with these people, But people that I've found that we have commonalities, and we have things that we can talk about, I just enjoyed walking around and talking to every one of the people that were there and making them laugh, just hanging out for a minute or two and shooting the shit and just using my own brand of humor to get a giggle out of somebody, And that was fun. Watching the music, enjoying the music, talking with the people about the music and about the other people that are there. And, hey, check this girl out, She goes out in a pair of cowboy boots and a nightie. Who goes out in a teddy, right? A teddy with a belt. And that's what this lady was wearing. She came out with a teddy and a belt and a pair of boots, cowboy boots, high-heeled cowboy boots in the dirt. And she came to order food and to watch some of the music, right? And no judging, but I just thought it was kind of a funny choice of wardrobe. It really was. I met a lot of new people. A guy with a dog, little tiny, it's probably 6 or 8 month old Chihuahua type, wiener type dog, right? And he gets it out of his way over there. I sense a dog, and I look over, and there's the guy pulling his dog out with a leash and harness and stuff, and he tucks it up under his arm, and he walks by, going in to order some food and a drink and stuff. And as he walks by, I look at him, I go, hey, nice handbag. And he looks at me and just gets this fucking grin on his face, and he goes, thanks, and walks away laughing. And that's why I like to go out to open mic. That reason right there. Because I can meet up with perfect strangers in this situation. My brand of humor comes off as funny, right? And that's neat, And it's not contrived. I'm not doing it because I got a bunch of friends around me at work, and in order to fit in, I got to giggle, make guys laugh, and do all of this stuff, and because I don't want to talk with them about regular stuff. So I just kind of, hey, I'm the funny guy. And it's not like that at open mic. I feel like, one of the guys. I feel like the tourists and the other people who show up are just one of the guys. Oh my God, it's 8 o'clock. Does that mean I gotta go? If there's somebody else there, and you want to hang out a little bit longer, shoot me a message and we'll hang out a little bit longer. Otherwise, I'm going to start thinking about wrapping it up, and I think I'll start thinking about that. What's another bong hit? Let me go ahead and reload my messages in case there's anyone there going, yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here. Hey, wait, I'm right here. Probably not. Probably a fly on the wall who doesn't want to, and that's cool. I can dig it. It's cool. I understand. Get to know me. I'd like to get to know you. But I can dig it. Not everybody's up on being social. I never was. Right? I don't know why I am now. I guess because, I just getting old, mortality, and, what's going to be left of me when I'm gone? Anything? A lot of this. That's for damn sure. But also, a lot of me. A lot of me is going to be left behind so that people can get to know me.
Well, what's he talking about? Is he dying?
Yeah, we're all dying. We are all dying. Some of us are doing it at a faster rate than others. But, from the time you're born to the time you die, it's a shit shoot. It's a gamble. It could last, a millisecond. from the time you're born, or it could last 125 years. You know, it's all a crapshoot. It's all different. It's different for everybody. And it feels different for everybody. And everybody sees everything different. You know? And that's what makes us all so different, is that we all have this unique part of us that's completely different from the other. Even identical twins have a part inside of them that's completely different, or at least, you know, different than their counterpart, their identical twin. And that's just the way it is. Everybody, you know, because they're not inside each other. It's just not, it's not possible. You know, I understand about, you know, metaphysics and telepathy and weird shit. But when it comes right down to it, you're born alone, you live alone, you die alone. It all happens up here and in here, individually. That's it. You hold on to that, and that's reality there. You know, everybody should go to their local college and take a class on death and dying, right? A couple of units, a few bucks, a few hours a week. You know, you learn a lot about yourself and about death and dying. You know, my daughter and I took the same class at the same college from the same instructor before she retired. And for each of us, it was one of our favorite classes of that college. The 2 years that she was there, the 2.5 years that I was there. She was there 2.5 years, I think, too. I think she did a summer school. But it was great. It's great. It's great. It's great. Yeah, she took a summer class just in case she needed a specific math class for her university transfer, right? So it was like, just in case I'm going to take this math class. She didn't want it, but she did it anyway. That kid is just amazing. Amazing. Do I hassle her about not working, doing nothing over the summer, sleeping in, going out with friends and partying? No. She earned that, you know. There's just no way that I can look at her and say, you need to get a job, and you need to, and, you know, you're old enough to get out and do your, fuck that. You know, if you're going to do that to your kids, why'd you have kids? So you can kick them out at 18 because you're tired of them? Dude, put a cork in it. Stop having kids. Please. A bunch of disgruntled people out there because their parents abandoned them when they were 18. Jeez. And then what do? They either learn from it or they create the same family dynamic in their own family, right? Which is usually the case. Or something like that, or worse. You know, my mom kicked me out when I was 18. You're gone. And then they leave at 16. Because it's like, well, you're going to, you know, I'm in school here so that you can kick me out? Well, what's the point? Why am I doing this for you if you're not going to be a parent for me, right? That's why I left at 15. What was the point? And then what did I do? I continued to go to school the entire time I was homeless during my teens, right? I continued to go to school because that's what I wanted. I wanted an education. And then, of course, tried to go to college in my teens. Can I go to college? Nah, we ain't got the money for it. Oh, well, you went to college then, university, didn't you? And weren't we dirt poor? Didn't we live in a van down by the river so you could do that? And now you won't do that for me? Gosh, thanks. What's parents for? You guys are swell. I think at that point I was living back with my father, right, when I was 18, after I had been homeless for like a couple of years, and that sent me to be homeless again. It's like, you know what, fuck this. I can't even get the help to go to school from home from my father, who was all about going to school. I was so upset about that, you know. And I just, you know what, fuck it. I just went out on my own again. And I should have just said fuck it and moved out on my own and then gone to school, you know, and said fuck it. But I was broken at that point. It's like, yeah, fuck this. Fuck, so many times in my life I've just been broken into pieces by my own, poor judgment, or screwed over by a family or friends, and it's just crushed me to the point of being completely bedridden in depression. I barely get up and go to work. I can barely function at home, and most of the time you'll find me in bed, broken and sobbing and hiding in some kind of old movie or something. And I did that for off and on for 50 years, off and on for 50 years. I think I went through it for about 10 years, about 15 years, really heavy, from the time I had a breakup with a girl in Arizona in '93, and then it lasted until after 5 or 6 years after we lost our first child. And then I was still on antidepressants during the first 6 years of my daughter's life. And I don't remember much of that. There was no emotional highs and lows. It was just, if there's no emotional highs and lows, you have no memory, nothing to connect your memory to, right? And so therefore it kind of lies flat, and then it fades away, and then you forget it. And much of it I forgot. And I had to pull myself off antidepressants and fix myself, rebuild myself from the inside out on my own. And it's taken 15 years since then, and it's only been the last 1 to 5 years that I've been on the complete road to recovery. I mean, I was in a horrible depressive funk Saturday, right? Friday. And then Saturday, and then by Saturday night, it was all gone. And I was able to pull myself out of it by focusing on something important: the reunion, the channel, my family, the dogs, home. So I just threw myself into stuff and worked it out in my head while I was working out with something. And it worked. And it worked. But it doesn't always. But lately it's been a lot easier. The last 1 to 5 years, it's been a lot easier. The last year has been phenomenal. Well, most of the year. Most of this last year. Probably the last 9 months. And that was pretty weird, because it was a situation about 10 months ago that would normally have thrown me into years of depression, like had happened before. The same person had thrown me into a depressive funk that lasted a year until I was able to work it out with that person. And then, over the course of the year working it out with that person, totally got fucked over, and I should have spiraled into a depressive funk that should have lasted years, right? And I didn't let myself. I took the opportunity to completely double down and throw myself into YouTube. And that changed it. That's when I started this morning show, season 1, episode 1. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. A week after that event that should have destroyed me, I was doing this. And this was my recovery. This show. Being able to just every day is what did it. So thank you. This has been great. I don't know how long this show is going to last. This is 76, and I've got 36 before that and 32 before that. So we've got quite a few shows packed up in the can, and then quite a lot of nighttime shows as well already, 50 episodes, over 50 episodes. So that's pretty damn cool. Gosh. And it's just so much fun, right? I think the fun part about it is what well, makes it so fun. But is what helps me to not just deal with shit, but then to get over having to deal with shit. I deal with shit here in the morning. I do some creating. I take a nap to refresh, and then in the evening, I have fun to reward myself for all of the stuff that I've done throughout the day. And so I do a nighttime show, and I'm probably going to start doing more fun shows. I might decide to be live most of the day, right? I really would like to do a drive time radio show. Play a little music, play a little comedy, talk on specific subjects, but do audio only, so that people can listen to it in their cars while they're driving. Bring up that crazy guy on the radio, please. And they just pop it in and pipe it through their stereo and listen to it. Or pipe it through a Bluetooth stereo on their, or a Bluetooth stereo on their speaker, or on their seat next to them. Whatever, in their house. But this guy's full of himself. Somebody's got to be. Nobody else is going to be full of me, right? You got to have a desire to do something. I kept passing this sign on the road that simply stated prayer changes things. And I'm like, okay, that's a positive message. It's not exactly accurate, but it's positive, right? Now, prayer changes your ability to do things one way or the other. Either you're going to rely on somebody else to do it for you by simply praying and then sitting and waiting, or are you going to pray for the strength and the courage and the power to do it for yourself, right? So there are two different ways to go, right? And so I wanted to put a sign next to it that said, doing things changes things, right? Because basically that's it. And I hope that people do get that message when they read that. They're not just going to go, Lord, amen, and they're going to say, give it to me, Lord, and then go about their day. But they're actually going to make, efforts to make changes themselves physically. They're going to, use the prayer to manifest it in themselves to make a change, right? Because prayer is positive. It's just positive reinforcement is what it is, right? Through some kind of external stimuli, but it still creates a positive energy within. So, yeah, prayer good. Prayer does change things if you're going to use it in a positive way, You don't just pray for your neighbor to get through the problems that they're having. You go talk to you pray for the strength to go talk to your neighbor, the courage to find it within yourself to help them in whatever way you can. So, yeah, yes and no. Yes, but you gotta be behind it. You can't just say, yeah, I pray, and then I give money to the church and then I move on. There's gotta be more of a connection to you internally, spiritually, than, writing a check and doing your thing and then going about your life and then going about and being the asshole, but your mom taught you got to go to church and you got to do this, you got to do that. So you do that, but then, you cheat your employees, you cheat the tax man, you give your customers bogus deals, you never follow through on your warranties, right? But it's okay because, you send your kids to church and you went to church and you make sure your kids are going to go. You don't necessarily go because you're busy. You're paying the bills, right? So, yeah, if you're gonna pray for change, then actually manifest it in a physical way and do it. If you're going to pray that they find that lost kid, well, do something. Don't just pray that they find that lost kid or that lost dog. Go out and drive around, hand out leaflets, talk to people, go to that place, and, you know, get together with a group of people and do something, you know. If you see somebody in your town or neighborhood or community or something struggling, figure out a way to help, you know. I'm constantly trying to figure out ways to help. Even if the best I can come up with is say, look, here's a plate of food, take it next door, please, so that the neighbor doesn't have to get it from a guy, you know. Like, this guy, you know. So, or even if it's something simple like that, you know. I see somebody who needs something, it's like, hey, here, I don't need this, here, you do. It doesn't hurt me to do that. You know, it used to be weird. I used to be able to I used to not be able to give up portions of myself to help somebody because it's like, I need that for me. You know, I gotta have that. I can't let anyone else have this because I need it all. I need to hold it all for me. I don't need it all right now, but I might need some of it later. So you can't have any. Go away. You know, and now it's like, I got extra here. Take some. You know, it's like sharing a meal. I got extra fries here. You know, I got extra money here. Take some. You know. I don't have a lot. I'm not a rich guy. You know. You don't have to be wealthy to help somebody. It makes you rich inside. Anyways.
Órale, Holmes.
I guess I should probably wrap it up here, because, I got a last bong hit. Here we go. I got a few things I want to do this morning. I got to get some sleep so that I'm refreshed for this evening. I've got to get to sleep early this evening so that I'm refreshed for tomorrow. I've got to take a nap tomorrow and do my evening show and then jump in the car and leave town. So I got to try to have a good schedule. I can take a nap before the show on Wednesday. That's nice. I can sleep in a little bit because I don't sleep late. So I can sleep in a little bit on Thursday and check out by 11 and get home early enough to get a good night's sleep and be here Friday morning. If I get here early enough on Thursday, I might do a Thursday night show. Who knows? I don't know.
Anyways, órale, Holmes. Órale.
So let's see. I guess I could cue up the end credits here and say goodbye for the morning. I will be back this evening at 5 p.m. for nighttime nonsense and nostalgia. 1920s and 30s music. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, people. I gotta get going. I'm starving. You wouldn't believe how badly I'm starving right now. Let's see. There's that. And there is that. All right, people. Love you. Take care. Be kind. Spread peace and love. Don't just help yourself. Help somebody else. It's real easily done. All right, people. Love you. Stay weird. Goodbye. See you this evening. That's it. All right. Time to eat something.
Go on, get out of here. I'll see you later.